this weekend.
Congratulations to all the umpires that have been selected to umpire Big V games this weekend. My advice is to enjoy the game and believe in yourself. You've been selected because you've been umpiring well throughout the year, so don't change anything. Get out there and do your best.
Well, those running out this weekend, it'll be a great excitement for them. They should try perhaps even a little harder than they do on the average game. Don't criticise the umpire and don't stage for free kicks.
And remember what that jumper represents when you pull it over your shoulders. Who stands behind it, and all the effort and the energy and time and commitment, and honour that.
Enjoy it. You should be so proud of what you're doing. Realise you're the best. Give your all and realise how important playing for this competition is.
What you're representing here today goes way beyond the 22 players in this room. You're playing for something bigger than just yourself, and never lose sight of it.
It is an absolute honour to pull on that jumper. You are representing not just yourselves and your clubs, but you are also forging the way for all Big V players to come, and also representing those that have come before you. It is such an opportunity. Grab it with both hands, soak up every single minute, and go get it.
Long live the Big V.
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 Every time you put the Big V jumper off, just remember three things. One, there's been predecessors. Two, you've earned the right to put that jumper on. You should have your eyes up. You should be thinking chest out, shoulders back, and proud to wear the Big V. And then we're just custodians. Walking through life, we pass this jumper on. And our legacy is we take great pride in every performance in the Big V.
There are two weekends that compel the eyes and ears like nothing else in the Victorian Amateur Footy Association. 2 weeks of heightened competition that define footy clubs all across metropolitan Melbourne. One of those weeks is Grand Final week in the springtime, and the other is Big V weekend. It's the centenary year of the Big V. Throughout this historic week, we've acknowledged those that have represented the amateurs over the past 100 years, but it's time now for the players selected in 2025 to represent the Amos and become history makers themselves. Good afternoon and welcome to Big V Saturday at Sports Cover Arena, Elsternwick Park. It's the Vics taking on the Sandgropers, the Perth Footy League, in first the women's game and then the men's a little bit later on. Marnie Silva is the former coach of West Brunswick and was the 2023 Coach of the Year. Marnie, good afternoon. A bit of pressure on the Victorian women's footy team, which has never lost in these representative fixtures.
So much pressure coming in today, Paddy. We've got 5 wins on the board for the Victorian team today. We know that Perth are hungry and they want it back. 1 point between them in this last season. It'll be interesting to see how today shakes up. What do you think this weather is going to do to us today?
It's a bit different to last year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where we had wet weather conditions on a massive ground out the home of Swan Districts in Bassendean in WA. It was the Vics by a point on that day, as you mentioned. WA will fancy themselves, I think, coming to this ground to go a few points better, of course, having never beaten the Victorians in this fixture. It's Big V Saturday on VAFA TV, all thanks to William Buck. Let's go upstairs now to Cal Cummins, Ward Harris and Matthew Donald with their keys to the game.
Cummins and Ward Harris with me. It's an absolute pleasure to be here at Sports Cover Arena today, and we are going to go through the keys of the game, but I'll be first of all just introduce the two calls. Cal Cummins, my co-commentator. Welcome to you, Cal.
Yes, thank you, Matty. What an awesome day we're set to have here today. It's, as we mentioned, down ground level, perfect weather, and hopefully, given the class out there today, it's going to be absolutely awesome.
And all the way from Perth, he's flown in just for this afternoon. Special welcome to Ward Harris. Ward, welcome.
Gentlemen, look, ground absolutely sensational. Good to see the Vics putting on the conditions for the Perth Footy League, and look really excited for a couple of really good games of footy.
We will start with the keys to the game, and Cal, we will start with you for the Big V. Cal, how are they going to achieve victory in this game?
Well, it's important that they're going to have to try and win their contest game. It's going to be try and one at the cold face in the middle of the ground, just sort of win a bit of a territory battle, then just find the easy marks. When you're in possession of the ball, just slow things down, just find the short 45s that'll really find the easy marks and play the ball forward. And when Perth get their hands on the ball, just try and slow things down for them. You've got to try and lock the defence up, set the zone where you want the players to be, and that'll be the best chance for the Vics to win the game.
And Ward, for the Perth Footy League, how are they going to win this game? What's the key for them?
Yeah, look, almost the opposite to what you were saying just then. The Perth Footy League side, really good with their outside run, so that run and carry, able to use the ground. Look, this ground's probably 20 metres wider than the Bassendean Oval, so they will look to try and make the ground big with their outside speed. They have got some good inside ball winners there as well, so halving the contest there in the middle and trying to use that territory game, and then most importantly, really making most of the opportunities when it goes inside 50. Last year, we only had a couple of really strong goal scorers, so we'll need to expand on that this time.
So crucial factors for both teams if they're to achieve victory here today at Sports Cover Arena. We will check in with the coaches of both sides. We're going to go firstly to Cooper Watkins, who's with the coach of Big V, Paul Groves.
The weather, do you think that'll suit you today, or what do you think? It's a bit of Perth weather, I was saying to the guys before.
Yeah, it is a bit of Perth weather. Look, we want to control the ball a little bit more than we did last year, so we are looking to kick and mark a little bit. So, and that's been deliberate in the team we've sort of picked as well. We've got a lot of girls that can really kick the footy as well. So, and as the game evolves, especially at Amo's level, we're looking to really control it by foot a little bit more.
Yeah, and with that, obviously, the girls are undefeated. The team's undefeated over the last, I think it's 5-0 they've had, but it's been sort of closer and closer the last few renditions. How do you sort of view that and going up against them, and sort of how do you view the contest as a whole today, and sort of even the pressure, I guess, of being undefeated in these contests?
Yeah, there is the pressure of it, but look, there's so many unknowns about teams they've selected, and you can do a certain amount of homework on where girls have played before in terms of waffle and all of that footy. So we feel like we're really prepared. We sort of know a number of their stalwarts, and the team, as they will our ones. So yeah, we feel like we've got a few contingencies and scenarios in play, which probably we hadn't had for the last couple of years. So yeah, look, we're feeling really prepared, and yeah, excited to put some talents of some girls that the Amos community might know, but the wider sort of women's footy may not.
Yeah.
Well, Steph, welcome to Melbourne. How's the feeling coming into his third year against the VAFA?
Yeah, it's exciting. As you're saying just before, the weather's beautiful, the girls are ready to go. There's obviously a little bit of nerves in the group, having not played it with each other before, most of them, and we don't know the Vic team all that well either, so there's that unknown coming into the game, but excitement of what's going to happen.
Well, obviously last year had the 1 point loss. What did you take away from that? Obviously the gap is closing. What's it mean to be able to come across and hopefully take the win home?
Yeah, really excited, and obviously 100 year of the VAFA, so we're hoping to spoil the party a little bit in some respects, but yeah, just we got so close, so we know that we have bridged that gap. So I know Groves will be probably a bit nervous this year as to what's going to happen, and hopefully Groves sees himself as a bit of an underdog and has a few nerves out there.
Well, thanks very much for your time. Best of luck today.
Thank you.
Braden May with the coach of the PFL women's team, Steph Walding there. Let's go through these lineups, Marnie Silva. I want to take a West Brunswick view to this. You're, of course, the coach of that footy club. They're skippered by Taylor Watson. 4 Magpies in this squad. What stands out to you?
Yeah, I'll try not to be too biased with my feedback on this one, but looking at Tay and her performance over the last couple of years, we know she's incredibly, incredibly dangerous through the midfield. Very, very clean with skill, very, very agile, and I think will be pretty dangerous if they can't shut her down early.
And some scoring power up front. Smith and Mia Cowan as well. Mia of the Scotch Stars, Hannah out of St Kevin's. The Perth Footy League lineup. The name that stands out to me is Sabrina McKinnon, who played some AFLW footy for Fremantle and the Melbourne Footy Club, and she was superb in this corresponding matchup last year.
Absolutely, and known for an incredibly strong body in the contest, which we know Perth are really going to have to bring that to the game today if they want to match the Big V team.
So you know VAFA women's footy really well, Marnie Silva. You've been in this space for a long, long time. What kind of footy can we expect from the Big V girls today? Because there's some serious talent out there. We can talk you through pretty much all of the players, but what kind of football do you typically see in VAFA women's footy?
Yeah, well, Paul Groves in particular was talking about selection for what this team would look like, and they're looking for really, really clean skills, clean kicking and marking game. So we're hoping today with some dry conditions, that's what we'll eventuate from the game. Perth are then going to have to kind of match that pressure and come back if they want to take it on. Sorry,
mate, it's a big ground as well. So we're used to seeing, especially in the women's competition, smaller grounds, that teams have to adjust a little bit with their style of play. Last year, I think the Victorian women were a bit caught out by just the sheer size of the ground out in Bassendean. Do you think that will come into equations at all?
I think so, but I think if you're shifting that focus to those clean link-up skills, you can create the shape you want on the ground as well. So I am intrigued to see how that plays out today for us.
And of course, we've got the Big V men coming up a little bit later on. Now, I shouldn't ask really for your tip because you're a West Brunswick person. You're going to go with your Maggies, but where do you think that Perth might be able to get the Vics in today's contest?
I think if Perth can step in and really create a turnover early and put a bit of pressure on the scoreboard, that shakes any team, no matter how great they are with their skills on the field. So I think Perth can bring it with the physicality. It's going to be a really hard matchup for the Big V team today.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, again, we mentioned Sabrina McKinnon through the middle of the ground, but last year I think one absence for the Vics is the best player in that game, which was Dakota Villiver. She's out with a knee injury, so Bree Doyle and friends have probably a bit of heavy lifting to do on the inside to make sure that they can make up for Dakota's absence. Not too far away from our Master of Ceremonies here, Dale Christie. Marnie, I will end up though asking for your tip as always. You're sticking with the Big V?
I'm sticking with the Big V today.
Fantastic stuff. A big congratulations as well to all the players that were selected and were able to make the initial squad as well. Not just the players running out today in the blue and white, or the gold and black as well. Dale Christie is our Master of Ceremonies here today. Let's throw it down to him for all the pomp and ceremony.
Good afternoon everyone and welcome to Sports Cover Reader here at Elsternwick Park for representing football in 2025. We begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, which are the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and we extend that respect to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people here today. We welcome all players, coaches, support staff, officials, umpires and supporters. Thank you for your attendance this afternoon and for your ongoing enthusiasm for representing football. Today's match showcases the elite senior women challenge from the Victorian Amateur Football Association and the Perth Football League. The VAFA are currently holding the silverware after their winning Perth last season. If you are able, please stand and remove your hat for the Australian National Anthem.
Wonderful pre-match presentation there, and a special thank you to MC Dale Christie. The national anthem, the Big V and the Perth Footy League teams now going to their respective huddles, and we get our final preparations underway before the opening bounce. Back at the commentary position, Matthew Donald and Cal Cummins, your co-commentators, Ward Harris, who we've already introduced, and welcoming them to the commentary box for the first time, making their way upstairs. Marnie Silver, welcome, Marnie.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, in terms of the keys for the game, we spoke, and Paddy spoke with you about some of the most important players for the Big V. Ward, I want to check in with you about who are the players we need to look out for the Perth Footy League in this match today.
Yeah, look, it's a really interesting mix right the way across the park there. Quite a lot of experience out there, which is great. But look, if you look into that back line there, you've got a captain there in Karapetkov. Very, very good, hard running carry player off half back, uses the ball well, but hard as nails as well. Inside mid, I'd probably say Sabrina McKinnon. We can see her there, the number 27, just walking to the middle of the ground as well. And look, watch out for the little whippet there in Caitlin Villalonga in the forward 50 there. She's the one of the leading goal scorers in the Perth Football League this year and will be super dangerous for the Perth Footy League.
Umpires today, Gina Monchine and Abby Stein. Your field umpires, Elisa Eels, Talia Franchina, Neve Henry and Sophie Heinem on the boundary. And in goal, Max Calvez and Sullivan Hendrickson. We're all set to go here. The players have made their way into position to call the opening seconds of the action. Here is Cal Cummins.
Well, there's not many better days on the footballing calendar. Rep footy between the VAFA and the PFL. Pretty healthy attendance as well right around Sports Cover Arena here at Elsternwick Park. The umpire holds the ball aloft and the ball is up and footy is alive for Rep footy in 2025. Win the head out down there was Hepburn, not getting the territory she was after. Trying to chime through Stranatica. Little pop one over the top. Nice tackle in there by Doyle. And the first couple of seconds will get a stoppage. Bree Doyle, with now back-to-back appearances here at Big V level, was the captain in last season's team. That a 1-point win over the Perth Footy League. Now the vice-captain here today as the Vics looked to gain a little bit of ground and couldn't quite do so. Hepburn again was trying to crash through. Nothing quite doing. Bit of a scrap here towards centre forward for the Big V. Laying the tackle there was Cowan. As the Perth Footy League will look to march out towards the wing position. A lovely ball goes in that direction. Just out the hands there of Villalonga. She put ball to ground. Players come in from all angles. Nice tackle laid there by Hilius. And we'll get a stoppage, about 60 seconds, right at true centre wing.
Right next to the Big V logo, which has been painted here at Sports Cover Arena. Sauced up, both rucks getting a tap to at that time. Cowan looking to get the hand pass out. Well, it's been turned over. Applying the tackle there was McKinnon at the ground level. Now it's come back to Watson, who's also caught, and we'll get another stoppage on the edge of the square here. And the rucks go at it once more. Coming over the top there was Nelson, who got the tap down, gained a few metres for a side. And then a strong tackle there by Butler, and we'll get another stoppage, this time inside the centre square.
Yeah, look, it's been an interesting start for the Perth Footy League. You'll see they're playing two behind the ball at the moment. They're half forwards pushing up, so really starting this game defensive.
Hepburn getting the tap down that time to Pisano, who kicks out towards half forward, bouncing footy. The Big V should be able to clear here. It's a scruffy kick out of defence. Pisano follows up. Another kick out towards half forward, charging through really well there was Pickett, getting a bouncing ball inside 50. This is the closest that either side has come to goal. Hacked off the ground there by Brown. There's three of them out there. It's now in the goal square. Strong tackle applied there by Hunter Scott at full back, and has locked things up for the Big V, and we'll get a stoppage in the goal square.
So a chance here in the early doors here for the Perth Footy League. Ball tossed up, comes out towards the back of the contest. Little kick pass towards half-back will work out quite nicely, and Jolly. And it's taking the mark on the back flank. She assesses her options, lowers the eyes. And a nice ball that found the skipper, and that's Taylor Watson. About 70 out from her own defensive goal. Nothing appealing up the short, so she goes along the line. Lovely mark taken there from Tassiopoulos. An old Scotch representative, has played 11 games for the Essendon VFLW side last year. But that wasn't quite the classiest thing we've seen. And away they go, a long ball inside the 50 from McKinnon, sends it into a hot spot. No one really there to mark it. Brennan will be the first one there, trying to gather it, does. We then applied the pressure, nice tackle there from Condon. Ball tracks towards the line, and we get a stoppage. But Perth Footy, they've started very hot.
Yeah, Perth's defensive pressure is amazing. See a little bit of a taste of the VAFA team there with the kick mark game that they're trying to play up the field, but couldn't just quite get it past that 50.
Marnie Silver and Ward Harris, special comments thanks to Hit IQ this afternoon. The ball toss back inside, attacking 50 here for Perth Footy League. It's been cleared though by the Big V, and there's space for them now. Trying to paddle it to their advantage there is Diet, who was pursued and eventually caught, and now the ball's in dispute on the wing. The cavalry arrive for Perth FL, and now it's kicked up towards half forward. Good effort in the air. In fact, it might have been a free kick for an infringement against Woodford. She'll be paid the mark at half back, and we'll look to clear things up the wing for the Big V. Long kick down the line. It was Defina who got hands to it and helped it over the boundary line, and it will be a throw in on the centre wing, far side of the ground here at Sports Cover Arena. 4 minutes gone here in this opening term. Still no score. Spent most of the time in the attacking half of Perth. There'll be a boundary throw in here, neutral territory, an opportunity for the Big V to get a clearance here and get the ball inside 50. Hepburn had front spot in the ruck, tapped it down, although Cowan's got it, spins out of trouble and clears the kick high. Doesn't go very far. Tassiopoulos was there, got hands to it, couldn't take the mark. Good following up there for the Big V by Doyle. And now a kick towards half forwards, gone through the hands there. And Perth have numbers, they're holding things up at half back. Tassiopoulos has caught it and tackle, and a stoppage just on the half forward flank here for the Big V.
So no score registered, almost 5 played in the first quarter for Holmes Glen. Right on the arc of the 45 here for the Big V. Almost an uncontested palm down, lovely ball for Eva Watson. The 1-2, she gets it back, steps inside, then pops it over the top. Chance here for Cowan to the top of the square. Numbers flying for the Big V. Mark almost taken there from Hannah Smith. She's going to be lively right throughout the afternoon. Flying shot almost got through from Helios. It was smothered. Another shot smothered there from Dyatt. The PFL defence are scrambling, but brilliantly done. Just a couple of the little 1%ers that make such a difference, particularly at rep level. As we get underway once more. Uncontested palm down there from Hepburn, only as far as the Big V jumpers. Opportunity here for Watson if she gets it, she does. Snaps, had it upended. Tackle laid in there by Ugal Hayward. And PFL, they'll come out towards the arc. And this will come nicely through Pisano.
Pisano looked to get the clearing kick, but it's smothered. It's been a turnover inside, attacking 50 for the Big V. Kick it out in front of Wise. Got hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. Bouncing ball in the goal square. Smith is there on hands and knees. Caught in a strong tackle by Rook. Locks things up for Perth, and we'll get a stoppage inside 50.
Look, one thing you've noticed, the numbers at the fall of the footy at the moment from the Perth Footy League, absolutely sensational. So Coach Steph Walding would have been very happy with the pressure early.
Hepburn with the tap down. Ugal Hayward was there. It's come out now to Defina, who had a bit of space, changed her mind and went with the hand pass back. Might have had an opportunity to goal. Defina goes in again, gets down low at ground level, shovels the hand pass out, and then a kick towards Smith, who charged out of the goal square, couldn't take the mark. Comes out now once more, here to Wise. And then Tassiopoulos was there with the hand pass across to Rothfield, who was also held up. And another stoppage, so they locked it inside their attacking 50 here, the Big V, with a couple of stoppages. Still looking for the game's first score here. Hepburn with the tap. Been dominant in the ruck early as Hepburn. Well, Tassiopoulos intercepted the hand pass, gives it back to Cowan, who throws on the left boot to the goal square. Smith came out. Decisive hand in there by Perth's defence. Comes out now to Smith once more. Snaps towards goal. It's cleared the pack. It's bounced through. Hannah Smith with something out of nothing for the Big V. The first goal of the day. And it's the big key forward, Hannah Smith, who finds the target. 1 straight 6, the Big V. Perth Footy League yet to score, and that's on the Holmes Glen scoreboard here in this opening term.
Lovely start here for the Big V. Hannah Smith getting things underway. St Kevin's representative. 59 goals from her last 28 games at club level. And of the 10 games this season, she's featured on the scoreboard in all 10 of them. Just a classy, classy player. And that is the perfect start for the Vics. 1 straight, plays yet to score on the City Power scoreboard. Where resume play back in the middle. Hepburn did really well in that contest against Nelson. Not get a clean hand to it. It comes the way of the Vics. Trying to shrug through there was Tutuki. Got a hand to it. Emerged somehow. Tassiopoulos throws it forward. Chance here for the Vics once again. Just through the hands there of Rothfield. Comes out towards the back of the contest. Colgate had a bumped, I should say. Now going to run around to the top of the square, trying to dart a ball into the top of the square. That was the intended target with Smith once again. But the Black Swans, they're going to reprieve themselves just momentarily. Although the Vics have come to play, locked inside the forward line. Williams had her kick smothered. Chance here. Watson throws on the boot. Rainmaker. Out come the numbers. Couldn't quite take the mark there. Tassiopoulos. Flying shot towards goal. Chance here for the Vics again. Oh, that's one that's gone begging. Smith will really look to ruin mistakes, but they're scrambling here, the Perth Footy defence.
And then it's come out now to Williams, who was caught in a strong tackle. Might have been Rothfield who had that dropped mark in the goal square there, Cal. A big opportunity for the Big V to double their tally early. To result, they get another stoppage inside 50. There's Hepburn with the tap down, not to anybody in particular. Wise picks it up, goes with a hand pass back, snap from O'Malley towards the goal square, and it's fallen short of the goal square, but the mark's been taken by Mia Coward in acres of space, and she'll line up about 30 metres out directly in front. So Mia Cowan, one of 5 Old Scots representatives out there today for the Big V. had a terrific season, 23 goals so far in the campaign, and she's scored one now for the Big V. And they're off to a flyer here at Sports Cover Arena. 2 straight 12, the Big V. Perth Footy League yet to score. That's on the City Power scoreboard in this opening term. It's been a fast start for the hosts.
Paul Groves asked of the Big V team for this relentless pressure and first to the footy, and you can see that coming into play for them now. They've got numbers around the ball, they've got an outlet out the back, and they're just hammering that Perth wall and then coming off with those scores. So quite an impressive start for them in the first nine and a half minutes of the game.
Yeah, look, and I think obviously the VAFA have been able to put those 2 goals on pretty quickly. The pressure early from Perth, absolutely sensational, but they have cracked that wall and deserve to be leading this game by 12 points.
Well, the first inside 50 of the contest did the PFL side, and now they might be getting their second. Just a little wobbly ball goes out towards the flank, trying to juggle it out there. Was Hunt, couldn't quite gather it. The Vics looked to come away with it, just a little bit slick with the hands. Helios had it got away, but how's the slick handball out towards the side? Dorburn tried to find another jumper in blue, couldn't quite do so. Bodies go flying in on top of each other. Hard to get a clean contested possession, but it's going to work out all right. Picked up by Watson once again, and now the Vics look to transition along the wing. The target here is Rothfield. Lovely mark. The longest target there is Smith. Take your pick between Smith or Defina. Smith will look to pick this ball up, couldn't quite do so. Lovely work there from Stranatica, kept it in front of her. Now Pell's out wide, Defender applies the pressure. Kick out towards the wing, an open bait of grass out there. Picked up by Rook, just a bit of a scrap. Numbers continue to fly in, kick along the wing, going to work out, and Perth, maybe they're away.
So they've got a bit of space now, Perth. They can look to launch this one towards half forward. Coming out in front to me, taking a strong mark there was Pickett. Still a good couple of kicks from home. Emily Picken could set this inside, attacking 45, does so now. It's asking a lot of the Perth forwards down there. Ugal Hayward was one of the targets, has to apply the pressure instead and does so. Locks it up inside, attacking 50 for Perth, and they'll get a stoppage. They threatened early, Perth, with a couple of opportunities inside their attacking area. Hacked off the ground there, this time by O'Malley out towards the boundary line. Oh, good use of the body by Cowan. Just gets rid of her opponent, shoves her out of the way. Kicks out in front of Defina on the bouncing ball. Got to be good here. Got an opponent there for company there in Brown. And is eventually forced over the boundary line, Defina. So we'll get a throw in here. 2 straight 12, the Big V. Perth yet to score. It's a 12 minutes gone here in this opening term for Holmes Glen, and it's a 12-point lead on the City Power scoreboard going the way of the hosts, the Big V. Hepburn again with the tap, who's won a lot of those aerial duels early on in this match. Comes out now though for the Big V, and O'Malley with a high kick up towards half forward. Ill-directed kick though, it's been taken by Karapetnov at half back, who'll look to switch Cal.
She does exactly so to Lynch, who marks on the centre half back, goes along the line. A nice ball to a 2-on-1, but standing up when she needed to. Hunter Scott, that is a brilliant mark. Plays on immediately, the kick wasn't as good as the mark itself, and here's Sabrina McKinnon, who's just been setting the league alight in the Perth Footy League. A nice ball that found Pickett. Plays on immediately and dobs one over the top. The 1-2, give and go will work. From Brown, goes back in the direction of McKinnon, couldn't quite get it though. Watson has had a lot of the footy in these early doors. She throws one on the boot, and that kick was a poor one. It's intercepted by White. Nothing appealing short. So she'll just bide her time, wait, and now goes long to the edge of the centre square. Coming in from the front, couldn't quite take the mark at ground level there was Ugal Hayward. Somehow got a hand away, umpire signals play on. And has now found a free kick going the way of WA. It'll be Stranatica, who represents the Perth Footy League for the 3rd time in 3 years. Dobs one into the side of the forward line. The intended target there was Hunt, couldn't quite find it. Players come flying in from all angles. Now it's time for the Vics to try and scramble in their defence. Can Perth find an avenue to goal? And amongst it there was Breslin, couldn't quite get a clean foot to it. The Vics, they're holding up, they're playing +2 behind the ball. Diving in on top there was Ugal Hayward. But that's a little bit better from the Perth Footy League, just winning a bit of a territory battle and trying to lock it now inside their forward 50.
Yeah, look, that was one of the keys for them to start this game. They've really now got to make use of those opportunities inside 50 and get a free kick now as well.
And they will get that for a ruck infringement. Ward Harris special comments thanks to Hit IQ, flown all the way in from Perth, especially for this match. The kick to be taken by Julia Uwe, who'll be directly in front. Kick will be about 35 metres out. But a big opportunity here for Perth to get their opening goal of the game. We've just got under 6 minutes to go here in this opening term, and it's the Big V who have done all the scoring to this point. Yui comes in on the right boot. The kick has the distance. It's pushed across the face and is only a minor score. But Perth are on the board. One behind. They trail the Big V 2 straight 12, and that's on the City Power scoreboard. Thanks to this first term, thanks to Homeless Glen.
Some live stats coming in for us here. The disposal efficiency for the VAFA side is 66% and Perth sitting at 39%. And you can kind of see that play out on the field a little bit with the link-ups across the side. So we'll see how that kind of plays out for the next 5 minutes.
O'Malley played on from fullback. There's a nice ball that found Ellen Williams. From the Old Melburnians, she drives along the line. And nice couple of contested marks here. This time, Tassiopoulos looks to take the game on relatively quickly. Intended target there was Cowan, just over her hands. Plenty of numbers here for Perth Footy League to try and number out. But the Vics, they're set up behind the ball, and now a chance here really rise. It's a 4-on-1. Ball in the hands of Rothfield. Dogs one over the top. Goal coming up, Vics. Yes! It's now 3 on the bounce. They are firing all cylinders, the Big V. It's 3 straight 18 to 0-1-1. That on the City Power scoreboard. Just clinical from the Big V.
Yeah, absolutely looking energised right now, and I think slowly settling into their brand of footy, which is that first to the footy, on the run, and making use of when that turnover happens. Paul talked a lot about delaying those fast plays by Perth and creating the contest and making it a little bit messy to win it back, and they're definitely doing that incredibly well.
And it's the 3 players that you don't want to give an early opportunity to. Defina, Smith and Cowan, who have all hit the scoreboard for the Big V. They're on top early, the hosts. They've got a 17-point advantage as we approach the latter stages of this opening term. Dispute here in the middle of the ground, ball bobbling around, no one able to get clean possession. You've got Hayward and Baxter fighting over the footy at the last, and the umpire will call for it. Another stoppage inside the centre circle here. Hacked out of there and comes out to Jolie, who gives it to O'Malley, who was run down. Umpire Wade play on. And then applying the tackle there at the end was Pisano, and the umpire has called for another stoppage on the edge of the centre square. Tossed down, and McKinnon's grabbed it, and Kid's boots a ball. It's a good mark in front there by Timms. Strong contested chest mark, and looks to bring things up towards centre forward. It's a good kick. Found a player in some space, and Tutuki, who was charged down and had to get the hand pass away, and as a result it's been turned over, although it should be coming straight back. Intercept mark taken by Colgate.
Colgate returning as a PFL representative against the Big V. It's a nice pass out towards half forward. Tutuki's got it again. She lowers his eyes out towards half forward. Then a long ball to the top of the square. Pressure on the Big V defence. This good from the PFL forwards. There's a whistle and a free kick going to Perth. Taylor Breslin will receive the free kick basically at the top of the goal square. A North Fremantle representative, kicked 35 goals in 8 A-grade reserves games this season. She also kicked 2 goals in the showcase game against New Holland Country just a couple of weeks ago. Taylor Breslin for the first of the game for the Perth Footy League. Shouldn't have any problems and does not. That gets the visitors on the road. And they've kicked their first of the afternoon. It's 3 straight 18 to 117 on the City Power scoreboard. And it's one it sort of feels like they needed.
Yeah, look, definitely one that they needed there, gentlemen. And look, what we noticed throughout this game so far, Hepburn's probably had dominance in the ruck so far for the Perth Footy League side, but it's been the clearance work of the Vics and being able to bring that ball out that's really done it. That last one there actually all started with Sabrina McKinnon finally winning clearance for the Perth Footy League, getting it to Timms and then getting that ball moving quickly. So need a lot more of that if Perth are going to get back in the game.
16 hit-outs to 5, the early hit-out counter. That's thanks to Premier Data. But it's going to be the Big V who win the clearance this time. Out to Defina, who gathers the football. Caught in a great tackle, though, by Colgate, and is rewarded with a free kick, holding the football. Perth win the footy back. Colgate wastes no time, kicks high up towards the wing, over the head of Ugle Hayward. O'Malley was there as well, coming out to meet it. Eventually was Timms, but it's escorted over the boundary line for a throw-in. So an 11-point lead in favour of the Big V. Just 1 minute to go here in this opening term for Holmesglen. Toss back in now. A late goal for either side would be a big bonus if they can manufacture it. Although we will get another stoppage here on the wing before either side can manage that as the seconds continue to tick down here at Sports Cover Arena. Umpire taking his time just to clear the congestion. Eventually does throw it up. Hipburn was there. Wise are playing a strong tackle, but Dougal Hayward bounced off of her, kicks to half forward, and Julia Ewy's got it, looks to go straight away. Kick was smothered though, still coming the way of Perth V. Hand passing it to herself. There was Macy Brown, and then was caught in a tackle. Umpire wave play on. Brown goes in again, caught it again in a tackle. This time it was Woodford applying the clamps, and we'll get another stoppage. Only a few seconds left here in this opening term. O'Malley's got it now, clears out of the defence, and that will be it for quarter time here at Sports Cover Arena. And it is the Big V who have got the jump on the Perth Footy League. 3 straight 18 to 117 your goal scorers to this point. Singles for Smith, Cowan and Defina for the Big V, and for Perth Footy League, Taylor Bresland is the lone goal scorer. It's an 11-point lead to the Big V here at Sports Cover Arena. We'll take a quick break and we'll bring you the rest of today's action right after this.
It's definitely funny when you see the red suit colour, so you're like, you're on.
So, what about when it's just locked? What about when it's
like when it's green, you're about to start, but when it's red, you're on your line. When it's hot, you're not on. But he changes quite quickly, so you kind of have to be doing the thing. If you're doing it and you're getting a good shot, then you'll see it.
Arena. It is quarter time here in this women's representative match between the Big V and Perth League. And at quarter time, it is the Big V with an 11-point lead, 3 straight 18 to 117. The goal scorers to this point, they're all singles. For the Big V, it was Hannah Smith, Mia Cowan and Eloise Defina. And for the Perth Footy League, Taylor Bresland getting a goal very late in the term. We're going to head down to Boundary Side now and get the huddle, the Perth huddle with their coach Stephanie Walding.
Start, everyone take a deep breath. Yes. There's a lot of energy, isn't there? Okay, so let's take a deep breath and start. Tell me Rushing it, probably over-possessing. We don't want to... Playing into the hands a little bit, aren't we? How do we like to play? Fast, space. We're letting the game be a contested game, which is not what we want. We need to spread it out a little bit more. More length in our forwards, more length in our backs. Okay? It's quarter time. They've got a head start. What does that mean? Yeah, we still keep on going. We need to keep those legs running. Continue to do what we know we're going to do. Fast, move the ball forward, and finish, okay? Finish every single moment, all right? Get around each other when we do something well, all right? It's only quarter time. Okay, play our game our way, all right? Let's go. Let's do it.
So a big thank you there to Stephanie Walding and the Perth League side for their access to the inner sanctum, because they've got the last goal of the game. They still trail by 11 points, but Cal Cummins, Marnie Silva and Ward Harris, as we saw, there were times in that opening term when they were very competitive.
Came out red hot and ready to go, and look, probably got things back on their terms at the back end of that quarter. The VAFA with the 3 goals though, obviously take a well-deserved lead into quarter time. And
Marnie, what do you think the Big V, who have the lead at quarter time, what do you think they did particularly well there in that opening term?
I think in that congestion, in that really tight congestion where there was a lot of numbers around the footy, they were able to very cleanly get it out the back and move it forward. And they're really hungry in that motion as well, and Perth couldn't quite catch up to that. So really excited to see how they channel that for this next quarter, but we did see Perth start to open the game up and widen the game up and learn from what was going on in the field. So it'll be interesting what this quarter holds.
Well, it's important you note that, because if we look at the Premier Data stats here at the end of the first quarter, they're plus 12 at the moment, the Big V, for contested possessions. And you mentioned that was exactly the case of the game. That was going to be one of their avenues to winning. The Perth Free League, the complete opposite. They wanted to spread the game out and try and use their legs to try and give themselves a chance at victory.
So it's going to be an important second term for both these sides. We're going to head down boundary side now with Cooper Watkins, who's got the coach of the Big V, Paul Groves.
We spoke pre-game about wanting control and sort of winning at the source. How did you view the first
I think we're winning at source okay. We're probably kicking it back to them a little bit. They've putting a few numbers back. So as long as they don't mark it when we're going forward, then we're in the game big time. But clearly their instruction is maximum pressure and intercept us going when we go forward. So hopefully we can get a little bit better at that. But the intent for it was really good. So yeah, pretty happy with the first quarter.
Thanks, Grovesy.
Paul Groves, the coach of the VAFA women's side. His side hold an 11-point lead at the end of the first change. The second quarter is only moments away from starting. Cal Cummins, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Matty. And what an opening term it was. If that's only a quarter of the game we've got, we are set for an awesome 3 quarters, and then let alone the men's game later on in the afternoon. Back underway in the second term. Palm down one there by Nelson for the Vicks, but it does mean the WA side, they're going to go forward. Just drop mark there by Macy Brown at centre half forward. And going to apply the tackle. Well done there by Valalonga. Ball comes out towards the side of the contest. And the umpire will cross herself and will get a ball up. Early days second term for Holmesglen, a major partner of the VAFA. It is the Vicks who lead it by a smidge. Under 2 kicks. Rucks go to battle once again, as they have done right throughout the opening term. It was one down by Hepburn, but straight down to Hunter Scott, who sends the Vicks forward, but nothing quite doing. It's Cara Petkov, the skipper of the Perth Footy League. She sends it out towards half forward. Numbers will fly in. Trying to win it at ground level there was Brown, couldn't quite do so. Numbers here in blue favour the Vicks. Nice pressure lay there by Yui. Pops one over the top. Chance here for Perth Footy League. Awkward bounce for Timms. Didn't quite favour her. A nice composed kick inside the defensive 50. They say never cross goal, but when you can do that like that, or maybe it won't quite work out. Jolly pop one over the top, couldn't quite do it. Trying to charge through. Picked up here by Breslin. Sends it to the top of the goal square. Numbers flying in. Just over the top from Breslin. Chance here for WA. Maybe one that went begging, but that's a nice start to this term for the Perth Footy League. 3 straight 18 to 1-2-8 on the City Power scoreboard.
Look, they'd be pretty happy with that inside 50 there. Good pressure, risky switch there by the VAFA, and look, they almost made them pay.
Ward Harris, special comments thanks to Hit IQ. It was Emily Pickett who had the flying shot at goal. Rothfield trying to crash through a pack of 4, brought the footy to ground. Now Watson's in a bit of trouble, gets the hands free, doesn't get the hand pass free, and she's been penalised for holding the ball. The Perth Footy League will have the kick right on the paint here of 45, not 50. It's Macy Brown to take the kick. The mark at 49 metres out, or 43 metres out from goal rather. Still getting used to it. Macy Brown runs an arc, looks to set it up towards full forward. Big fly from about 4 or 5 players. Ball was brought to ground, still loose here inside the defensive 50 for the Big V. Cowan getting back, as well as Woodford. And they should be able to clear out of defence. It's a good pinpoint pass to Baxter, who thought about switching it, but instead goes up the line. And now they've got a route to goal here all of a sudden, the Big V. It's Wise who's got it between the centre of the ground and half forward. Hand pass across, and now stepping inside, doing well there was Diet, gets one more across, and then another hand pass. They've worked this nicely. It's come to Cowan, who from a standing start aims for goal but is offline. And it's the first blemish of the day for the Big V. 3-1-19 to 1-2-9. And we're approaching 3 minutes gone here in this second term, thanks to Holmes Glen.
So a bit of transition footy then from the Big V as the PFL look to come out of their defensive zone, and that'll be a 25-metre penalty. This is here in the women's fixture. I think maybe just impeding on the mark just as the kick was being taken. So they can march out of the defensive zone. Can the Perth Footy League. A nice ball out there from Butler. Now sent it out towards the wing position. Trying to get across there was McIntosh. Did really well. And is forced to stoppage right at true centre wing here at Sports Centre Arena. 3-1 I should say, plays 1-2. Only 3.5 played in the second term for Holmes Glen. Ball tossed back into play. Rucks have been at it all day. Hepburn won the ball down. Trying to emerge with the footy there was Dorburn. Stayed outside of the contest, but the Vicks will march forward up towards centre forward. No mark could be taken. Popping one over the top defender. Chance here. Rothfield slings one on the boat to the top of the goal square. Trying to emerge out the back there. Couldn't quite take the mark. Opportunity once again for Smith. Just goes begging. She's looking very lively though as a dribble kick from Perth Footy League finds its way out towards the wing position. And we'll get another ball in.
A little bit of back and forward here between Perth and the Big V team. Great pressure behind the ball from both teams. Perth looking really, really strong in the air and finding that ground for themselves, but Big V looking really strong, getting those contests around the ball, and you can see how dangerously and quickly they can move that ball.
Barney Silver, special comments thanks to Hit IQ. Hit IQ's game-changing protected concussion management system. Use VAFA 50 to claim $50 off. Visit hitiq.com. Recall boundary throw in here. And it's come over the back. Timms was there looking to shark the hit out. Wasn't able to get the footy very far. Instead, we'll get a repeat stoppage on the centre wing far side of the ground here at Sports Cover Arena. And again, the tap was won. It was gathered there by Hunter Scott, who got the kick forward a few metres. He's going to crash through again, rather, Hunter Scott. Did well, got the hand pass out to Defina. High kick up towards half forward, no mark. The umpires waved play on. And then caught in a couple of tackles there was Karapekov. Still here at half forward here for the Big V. The ball's not really going anywhere, but the umpire is happy to let play continue on here. Eventually he does call for a stoppage. It'll be tossed up. Centre half forward here for the Big V. Still waiting for the game for the first goal of this second term. Both sides have had an opportunity. Here's Hunter Scott. Played a bit of tunnel ball with herself there, picked up the footy, eventually got the hand pass out to Watson. Slick hands as well through to Dorburn, who can go inside attacking 50 here. The kick doesn't find a target, and they should be able to get out of trouble here, although there's a free kick for a throw. It's going the way of the Big V, so they'll get an opportunity to goal here. Just trying to pick up who's going to take the kick. Looks like it's going to be Claire Diet, who's managed 10 goals in the 8 games that she's played for Q so far this season. And was a regular goal kicker. This kick will be about 30 metres out, slide angle. Good opportunity here for the Big V to extend their lead. And for the first goal this second term, Diet comes in on the left boot. The kick was always out to the left. And a minus score. 3-2-20 plays 1-2-8. It's an even 2-goal game here at Sports Cover Arena. That's on the City Power scoreboard. And this second quarter brought to you by Holmes Glen, a major partner of the VAFA.
Yeah, 55 VFLW games for Claire Diet, 15 with Box Hill, and 40 for Port Melbourne. As that kick comes out towards half-back for PFL, couldn't quite get a clean hand to it. Nice tackle laid in there by McKinnon. He's been lively in this second term. Handball fed out there by Hunter Scott to the side of the contest, picked up by Rothfield. Tried to loop one over the top. McKinnon trying to go through again. Nice tackle laid in there by Carolee Brown as well. Out the side of the contest here was Watson. She has time just to wait, pick it up, step through some numbers, somehow emerge with the footy cleanly. Ball in the hands of Hunter Scott. Thrown on the boot now by O'Malley. Sends it forward, and that'll work for the Vicks. Just continuing to apply forward pressure after forward pressure now means that Mia Cowan can eye the sticks for her second of the game.
And what I've liked about the Vicks in this second quarter, when they have got the ball inside 50, it's been through chaos and Perth not quite able to stop it.
53 goals from our last 19 games in Scotch colours. That one goes awfully close. There was a pack of about 10 of them on the goal line, pretty content in seeing that ball through for a rush behind. The Vicks, they're going quite nicely, albeit can't quite capitalise in this second term. 3-3-21, plays 1-2 out in the City Power scoreboard.
Colgate with the short kick in. Isn't a perfect kick, but there's time now for the Perth Footy League to work their way out. White kicks it across to Lynch. In the back pocket, who wants to switch it again to half-back. That's a good kick. Finding Tatuki in a bit of space. Who's going to continue moving the ball here out to the far side of the ground on the wing. No mark taken that time. O'Malley, who was very good in the opening term, has caught a strong tackle this time, not going anywhere. The umpire says, give it to me. So still no goals here in this second term. It's a 13-point advantage to the Big V. Tossed up here, doing really well there was Ugal Haywood, getting out of trouble in Vallelonga, kicks up towards half forward, no mark taken. Falling over the ball there was Woodford, who went in and attempting to take the mark. It's been locked up once more, another stoppage here. They've progressed this one well here, Perth. They've got it from full back to half forward. The generated entry here. Ugal Haywood spins out of about 4 players there. The kick was smothered, but they'll get another opportunity. Bouncing ball inside 50. Leading the race to the footy there is Hillis. But the boundary line beats all come as it goes out of play, and we'll get a throw in.
Noticing a little bit of a shift in the play here. Perth first to the footy, particularly around that that ball up period, which we weren't seeing in the first quarter, and I think Big V just taking a little while to adjust to that difference in pressure.
Nelson and Hepburn will lock horns once again. Nelson winning the palm down. Ugal Haywood was doing really well ground level. McKinnon tried to spin out of trouble. Kicked it into the player in front of us. Not going to quite work out. The Vicks are away. Williams arches her back, sends it along the wing. The kick wasn't perfect. It's a 2-on-1 favouring PFL. I'll sort it out. The skipper, Karapetkov, couldn't quite get the territory she was after at true centre wing. Tackles laid in from all angles. And we'll get a stoppage. About halfway played in this second term for Holmesglen.
And look, you're right there, Marnie, as well. It's that clearance game that Perth have really started to try and get into as the Vicks do walk out of one there. But that is making a bit of a difference just to even this game up as we go halfway stage of this second quarter.
Yeah, Cowan with the clearance there, but a free kick. A bit of ill discipline from the Vic forwards. It'll mean the Perth Footy League can try and find a way out of that immediate defensive pressure. Picked up out here by McIntosh. She'll assess her options and send one straight up into orbit. Good luck marking that one. Pretty uncontested in the end, taken by Doyle. McIntosh continued to run. Sends one inside the forward 45, I should say. Trapped at ground level there by Karapetkov. Has to go apply once, twice, and then go a third time. Colgate trying to emerge with the footy, does really well. Just bides her time, had her kick smothered. And once again, it's sort of staying inside the forward half of the Big V. They're doing really well on that asset of the ground.
Yeah, look, their pressure just to hold that ball in has been exceptional right the way throughout the day. That's why they lead this game by 2 points, and Perth really need to keep getting that territory, which is one of their key points if they're going to get back into this game.
Ticked over the halfway mark here in this second term. It's still a 13-point advantage for the Big V. Still looking for the first goal here of this second term. The ball's tossed back in. It was Hepburn who got the tap away. And then Watson might have been taken high, and the umpires paid the free kick to the Big V skipper. Too far out to score, so it's just going to try and hit up a lead. Inside 50, Wise was the target. It's going to be cleared away here. Big kick by McKinnon out of the defensive area. Although it's coming back in a hurry. McIntosh, who's been busy the last couple of minutes, takes the intercept mark and sends it back inside 50 once more, up towards half forward. Tassiopoulos roved and was caught in a strong tackle. And the umpire calls for it once again, so we'll get another stoppage just outside that attacking arc for the Big V. Tap down, Ugle Hayward roved, and then socked the ball out of there. And then another one, trapping it well there was Dyer. It was a bit of soccer skills there, stopping the ball, sending it back the other way for the Big V. Tassiopoulos caught in a tackle again by McKinnon, and the umpire calls for it once more.
So a bit of stop-start here in the second term. Still awaiting the first goal of the second quarter for Holmesglen. The umpire has found a whistle, be going the way of PFL. It'll be Sabrina McKinnon to take the free kick. 29 AFLW games, 25 for the Dockers, 4 for the Demons. That kick not her finest work. It's going to be intercepted in the Big V. Will look to repel from their back flank. A long ball from Hillius goes along the line. No mark taken off hands of Hepburn. Straight back to where the ball came, but this time Valalonga takes the mark. Still way too far out to score. Sends it towards the arc. Taking front position there was Woodford. Just dropped it her laces. Vix with the numbers. Watson has been so dynamic off half-back. Swishes it across the face of goal. Maybe a chance here for WA to lock it inside their forward line. Had to go and commit there, did Hunter Scott. She's now got 3 PFL players to deal with. Dribbling ball there from Ugle Hayward was good. For the top of the square goes Brown. Numbers fly in. That is a lovely intercept mark. Just doing the team thing when they need to. O'Malley mark in the back pocket. Now the Vics can look to repel.
So O'Malley drives the kick up towards the back flank, right in front of us here in our commentary position at Sports Cover Arena. And towards the interchange gates it goes. Defina got hands to it, was looking there for Jolly, but the hand pass was knocked away out of play for a boundary throw in.
So you've had a couple of potential coach killers in this quarter for the VAFA. Those switches that the VAFA have tried, they've almost bitten them twice now. So I dare say he'll be saying, look, let's try and hit a target if we're going to do that, ladies.
So we tossed him right in front of the interchange gates where most of this Sports Cover Arena crowd have congregated today. The flick back by Loams out towards the centre of the ground. Could be to a detriment though. Baxter was caught in a tackle. Just about got the hands free. The umpire wave play on. Opportunity here for Perth. Now trying to step around the tackle there was Breslin. Kicks inside attacking 45. Bouncing ball. The numbers favour the Big V. Should be able to work out of trouble here, and they do. Driving kick out towards the wing is an absolute beauty. Mark taken there by Williams, who looks to get the hand pass away. And they can go through in the middle of the ground. They will. Another strong mark taken. Big V, and it was Dyatt. And Dyatt will be at a 25-metre penalty. Couldn't see who that was coming around trying to smother the kick, but they entered the protected zone. So Dyatt will be brought closer to goal here. May not still be within range. The mark is just inside 45 metres. So Dyatt's going to try and hit up the lead and does so. That's a very good kick. Well weighted. Hannah Smith timed the lead to perfection, and the rewards an opportunity at goal.
Yeah, that kick mark game coming into play there. That nice play up the field of over about 20 seconds, gaining that meterage back right into that forward 50. And I think if the Big V can continue doing that and creating space for themselves, they'll really minimise that defensive pressure that Perth's putting them under.
So Hannah Smith kicked the first goal of the game. Instinctive snap from the top of the square. This one will be a little trickier. It'll be about 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Comes in now on the right boot. Well, she's a sharp shooter, and she's just proved it there as Hannah Smith. Arrow-like accuracy from the pocket. That's her second. And at last, we have the first goal here of this second term. And the Big V have pushed their lead out even further. 4-3-27. Plays 1-2-8. And that is on the second quarter scoreboard thanks to City Power in this second term, brought to you by Holmesglen, a major partner of the VAFA.
Look, they've been pretty dominant so far in this quarter, the VAFA. They haven't had it on the scoreboard. Look, but the disposal count, 60-36 still, so had a lot more of the footy and really making use of that opportunity when it went inside 50. Steph Walding should be filthy with that 25-metre penalty because it really allowed them to set up, and then they're able to find that target inside 50.
Ball tossed up once again. Been a fantastic ruck drill right throughout the contest. The ball goes towards centre forward for PFL, going back with the flight. Courageous from Hillius, had no idea what was coming back the other way. She bides her time, kicks it along towards the wing position. Little late little push there from Stranatica. It was a bit cheeky, but got away with it in the end. Only a couple of minutes to play here in this second term for Holmesglen. As the ball goes out towards half forward, picked up here by Colgate, feeds it back to go forward. Brown swinging on the boot there was Karapetkov. Couldn't work out the territory she was after. Applying the pressure there was Cowan. Has to go and compete again. Pops it over the top to Williams. Sent inside the forward line. Oh, got back the flight. How gutsy was that from Karapetkov? When the captain needs to stand up, she absolutely did. 7 games for East Perth in the Waffle W in 2023. As that kick goes out towards a half-back line for the Perth Footy League. Stranatica was in amongst it there and just paddles it towards the boundary line. And we'll get a boundary throw in with just under 3 to play in the second term for Holmesglen.
This is a big lead now for the Big V. 19-point advantage. We approach the latter stages of the first half. Tim's taking a turn in the ruck, got front spot, but it was Nelson who won the tap out that time. And coming through nicely there and getting a kick away was Hillis out towards the half-forward flank. Tassiopoulos was taken in a strong tackle. The umpire has called for another stoppage here on the half-forward flank. Toss it up now, and Nelson there. It's kicked inside 50 by the Big V. Smith came out, got hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. It's at the ground level though. Chance here for the Big V, and Rothfield snaps, but it's too sharp a snap. It's only a minor score. 4-4-28, the Big V. Perth Footy League 1-2-8. There's only a couple of minutes to go here in this second term for Holmesglen. And it's now an even 20-point lead on the City Power scoreboard.
Long kick from fullback, then trying to exit the defensive 50. Stranatic had front position in a one-on-one duel there with Cowan. Comes forward for Perth Footy League. They can go quickly, but there's nothing too appealing on the line, but somehow almost put it on a dime there in the leading lane of Breslin. She just ran out of room, and we'll get a ball in. 90 seconds to play here before half-time. The Vics, they lead by 20 points on the City Power scoreboard. Just the only goal in this second term. Ball's going to be one down. O'Malley sits outside the contest. The ball just dribbled to her. Lovely slick hands from the Vics. It finds Williams, who throws it on the right boot into the middle of the ground. No mark could be taken. Competing well there was Tatuki. Charging through there was Stranatica as well, but the Vics are going to go forward once more inside the forward line. Smith's the target once more. She'll keep that ball in somehow, trying to handball it to her Smith. You couldn't be doing this, Smith. Don't tell me you are joking. Unquestionably the goal today for GYG. That is something out of nothing. That is her third in the first half. Hannah Smith, take a bow.
Nice little cheeky hand pass to the self there as well.
2 stats for the price of 1 money.
Geez, and how good was that on the replay though? You saw her go past 3 Perth defenders, ducks under the third. An absolutely sensational finish there by Hannah Smith. 3 goals for her, and probably been the difference almost for these two sides so far.
Well, it's kicked the only 2 goals of this second term to break the game wide open for the Big V. It is now a 26-point advantage. There'll be just enough time for the umpire to toss it up and the rucks to go at it, and then the siren is just about to go to signal the end of this first half here at Sports Cover Arena. And what a half it's been for the hosts. At the main break, 5-4-34 they lead. The Perth Footy League 1-2-8. There was 2 goals for to just the 1 behind in that term. Both goals coming off the boot of Hannah Smith, who has 3. The other goal scorers for the Big V, Mia Cowan and Eloise Defina. So all the superstars getting involved up forward for the Big V. And for the Perth Footy League, Taylor Breslin, the lone goal scorer to this point for the Perth Footy League. Marnie Silva and Ward Harris, just your quick thoughts on how you saw that first half play out. We'll start with you, Ward.
Yeah, look, really entertaining first half of footy. The VAFA, 9 scoring shots to 3. They've been absolutely sensational so far and really deserve that lead going in. Look, I think if both teams, as they go to that halftime break, things aren't broken for the Perth Footy League there, but they really need to go back to some of those key points, end up using that outside run, getting the territory game going, and trying to get themselves back in this game.
Now as the players make their way off the ground for half-time, we'll head down to boundary side. Braden May. Braden, who have you got for us? A special guest?
We got Big V captain Taylor Watson at the moment. Taylor, those goals really critical late.
Absolutely. They're a really tough team. They've got some great players, so it's getting a little bit stressful there, but Hannah kicked an unreal goal at the end to kind of calm the nerves a little bit.
Midfield really getting on top, reading McKinnon's taps.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're quite aware of Sabrina. She's obviously a great player, so we've got that lockdown role, and I think our mids are really connecting well, so it's awesome.
Thanks very much. Best of luck.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
captain of Big V, and her side have a pretty sizable advantage at the main break, a 26-point lead, 5-4-34 plays 1-2-8. We're going to take a quick break here at Sports Cover Arena. Stick around for halftime entertainment and, of course, the rest of today's action right after this.
Five, 4-34 Victoria, 1-8 the West Aussies. What a start it's been for the Vics, Marty Silva. The story is Hannah Smith, 3 goals already, 2 in that second term. That wonderful effort where she handballed it to herself, ran on, kicked the goal and celebrated accordingly. What can Perth do to stop her? She seems out of control at the moment.
Absolutely out of control, and we see that dominance from the Big V team across the field in that contested footy. I think really when they give any of those players space, they allow the opportunity to create something from it. So I think finding that body-on-body contact and that right matchup that can physically push that person out of that space.
It's plus 60 disposals at the moment, Victoria, but they've had 18 fewer tackles. It really seems that after quarter time, Perth have been able to shore up their contested game, but the Vics have got them on the outside a little bit.
Absolutely. I think the first quarter we did see a massive dominance from the Vic team, and they were able to create space, particularly through the congestion, and get those quick hand passes out. Perth have now stepped in, really amped up their tackle pressure and not giving them that wiggle room. They can really only play that kick to mark game to gain the space.
So it's a 26-point lead for the Victorians as we stand right now. Let's get over to Hugo Higginbotham, who is the 2-time premiership coach of Elsternwick. He's with Big V captain Harry Hill in just a few moments' time as we watch through the highlights. Steph Walding's message, though, at quarter time of this game was that they needed to shore up and play their way a bit more, play a bit faster, avoid the contest and try and actually get some speed on the ball. Did you see that happening in that second quarter, and what do they need to change for the second half, Perth?
Definitely. There was a little bit of a hesitancy to be first to the football in that first quarter, and we saw that shift mentally for them. I think carrying that out for another 2 quarters is really important, and getting that pace behind the ball, not allowing the Big V to kind of slide in and take that space.
So we've got Big V men's coming up this afternoon. Here's Hugo Higginbotham with the Big V skipper, Harry Hill.
100th year of the VAFA, what does it mean to you to be the captain in the 100th year?
Yeah, thanks Hugo. It's obviously a massive honour.
yeah, something I don't take lightly, that's for sure. I'm a big fan of the VAFA, like I've been involved in for 10 years now, so to represent the Big V and to be captain for the second time, it's something really significant, and yeah, to be at the dinner on Thursday night and to hear the stories of people who've come before me was really special, and hopefully that gives a bit more extra motivation for our boys today to go out there and get the job done.
Well, we don't need any more motivation than we need to bring this cup back, Harry. So what's the key to bringing this cup back to town?
Yeah, well, we obviously got to respect the Perth Footy League. They were great last year, and it's full credit to them. They came out and played a really attacking style. I think we probably struggled with our balance around the footy a little bit last year, so I think if we can get that right, perfect day at Elsternwick Park today, no wind, sun's out, so if we can get the ball in and give our forwards a look, we should be a good chance, hopefully.
Well, that's what we want. Now, you're the captain. You get the last words to our players today. Take us on the inside. What's going to be that message? What's going to be the last thing you say? We need to get up and about. We've got to bring this thing home. What's it going to be?
I don't want to give too much away because I want to nail it first time when I'm with the boys, but just cherish the day, you know.
Thanks, guys. Now, Jacko, coming across the Nullarbor, big preparation. How has it been?
Yeah, look, it's been a good sort of month of preparation for us. A lot of stuff goes on in the background, but the boys have had a good few sessions together, and all in all, there hasn't been many surprises for us. We've sort of the way we've planned, and the communication from both sides has been strong.
Now, obviously, you are the holders of the cup that we want back desperately. What are the big keys for you in retaining that cup coming over here?
Yeah, look, we just want to get our game going pretty quickly. Like, try and settle with ball in hand, and try and flick the footy around a bit and spread them, and see if they can run with us for the extended part of the quarters. We obviously still think inside is where we get to work as well, which is probably what Victoria's one would probably be, given that it's such a contested ball game over here in the small oval. But look, we feel like we've got some guns forward to the footy, and we've got some good lockdown defenders down back.
Excellent. So let's talk about a few of those guys. Anyone we should be watching, because we know nothing about you blokes from over here.
Well, that's a good thing. Yeah. I'll just tell you a couple of furbies then. No, but probably just look forward to the footy. We've got some guys in real form that have been kicking goals at Clubland. Halligan, beat Furmark, sorry. But we've sort of picked mobile guys up there as well. The guys that give second, third, fourth efforts and bring that defensive pressure. Inside, it's a whole new look. We've got some speed and some strong guys through the middle of the ball with Hinchcliffe and West, and some obviously down back. Like I said, we've got a good mix of some youth and experience.
Excellent. Thanks for your time.
No worries, mate. Appreciate it.
Big day for the Perth Footy League coming up. The men's contest after the second half of this women's game. Can't wait to get stuck into the second half. More after this.
Welcome back, one and all, to Sports Cover Arena. It is half-time in this women's representative match between the Big V and Perth Footy League, and at half-time it is the hosts who have a 26-point advantage, 5-4-34 to 1-2-8. Matthew Donald and Cal Cummins in the commentary team, along with Marnie Silver and Ward Harris with special comments. What we're going to do now is head boundary side to our dynamic duo, Braden May and Cooper Watkins. Gentlemen.
Club footy league, looking just to get their brand going. Spoke at quarter time and half time about playing that quick style. They've shown they can get from one end to the other. It's just a matter of connection between the forwards and mids at this stage. Coops, what was the message in the room?
Yeah, Paul Groves was very happy with his side's performance in the first half. He is looking to make sure that they don't overhandball. He felt that was probably one side where Perth's pressure was really strong and meaning that they were handballing too much. They also want to make sure that they have 6 ahead of the footy to ensure that there's no intercept marks from the Perth Footy League.
I think one of the key things for Perth is limiting the influence of Hannah Smith. She's on fire.
Yeah, that's a key one I would have thought for Perth coming into this second half is maintaining some connection to the big 21 down there, that's for sure.
And certainly, I think they're going to get on top in the middle. Sabrina McKinnon is winning the hit-outs, but the Vics are just dominating around the footy wing at the source.
It's an interesting point with, as I said, Paul Groves maintaining that they do have 6 forward of the footy. They felt like they're going okay sort of in the centre and keeping that pressure on. So, yeah.
I think one of the things for the Vics I'd probably look to clean up as well is the switches out defence. There was a couple that probably fell short. They want to be 100% if they hit those.
I think they want to be a little bit cleaner with that, a little bit less chaos, but they're doing okay so far on the scoreboard.
Beautiful. Back to you guys in the box.
And Cooper doing a splendid job as always there on the boundary line. And they mentioned Hannah Smith, Marnie Silver. We've got to talk about the performance of Hannah in that first half. 3 goals, 2 in the second term. The halftime siren sounded just after that stunning third goal that she kicked, so we didn't really get a lot of time to talk about it, but it was a terrific effort.
Incredibly dominant performance by her in that forward line, and really using the moments where she had the opportunity and just taking her shot. And saw that earlier, even in the first quarter, where she couldn't quite capitalise on some of the football use, but was still in the right positions and waiting and ready. And it shows, you get to the end of that second quarter on hand pass to the self goal, that really builds momentum for the Big V team coming into the second half of the game.
And in terms of how they've got the ball to Hannah in that forward line, what have the Big V up the ground done really well that stood out for you in that first half?
When the Big V are looking really, really dominant as a side, they're looking to use that kick mark game, giving themselves a little bit of space off their Perth players. Perth are doing a great job to close in and close that gap, and you can see that through the tackle count being up quite significantly compared to the Big V side. But when they did find that space, they could move the ball within 20 to 30 seconds down the other end of the field, so hopefully they utilise that today.
Just having a look at the Premier data stats here at halftime, it does feel like the kick mark game is certainly favouring the Vics in the minute, but they're only +2 for marks in the minute. With that being said, they're +60 for disposals in this first half. They're just winning the battle everywhere, it seems.
Yeah, look, they are indeed. The one thing is straight out of the middle here, which I found interesting. Perth lead in the hit-outs 29 to 14, but the 14 that the Vics have had, 6 have gone to advantage compared to only 3, and then the clearance is 25-14 in the Vics advantage. So get that ball out of the middle, gives you opportunities inside 50.
Marnie Silver and Ward Harris, our special comments, thanks to Hit IQ. To call the start of the second half, Cal Cummins.
Hepburn and Nelson will go to battle once more as we commence this third term for William Buck. It'll be the Vics who get the first centre clearance, couldn't quite get the territory they were after. Comes out towards the side of the pack, McKinnon roves the footy out, go to the forward line, do the PFL girls. Not a clean hand to it, trying to paddle it in front of her, couldn't quite do so. And amongst it there was Ugal Hayward. Bodies go flying in on top of each other, and the umpire will be called into duty. Very important as far as the Perth Footy League are concerned, is that they find the first goal of this third quarter, because if it goes the way of the Vics, a 5-goal margin is very hard to overcome. It is the Big V who get the clearance into the middle of Elsternwick Park. A nice intercept mark taken there from Colgate. Baldivis representative in her second appearance for the Perth Footy League against the VAFA. It goes towards centre half forward, no mark could be taken. Comes out towards the side of the pack. A little toe back in there from O'Malley. He's only going to go as far as the goal jumper. And amongst it there was McKinnon once again. Crashing through too was Cowan. Nice tackle over there by Chassiopoulos. Bodies go flying in once again. Trapped underneath there was Brooke White. And we'll get a stoppage just inside the centre square. Early days, third quarter.
To wait for a bit as It's Carolee Brown just tying up her bootlaces there for a minute before the umpire tosses the ball up and we restart play again. Here's Ugal Hayward trying to crash through. Spirals a kick towards centre half forward. Mark was almost taken there by Pickett. Come away though now for the Big V, and working out of there is McIntosh. And there's space here on the wing for the Big V. They can go inside quickly. Rothfield is leading to the ball now. The kick was just out in front of her and she couldn't reel it in before it trickled over the boundary line. Good transition play by the hosts, but it's out of play for a throw in here at half forward. Looking for the first score of this second half. It's a 26-point advantage to the Big V as it's tossed back in to the field of play. And Perth win the clearance here. A high kick coming out of defence. And Malley was in there. It's been one out. Now Stranatica went one way, then the other, then straightens on the right boot. Kicks high up the ground. Good mark taken by Macy Brown, who's been busy at times in this match. Brown, and then fans a kick out to the wing. This side of the ground, it's ill-directed. Trying to gather the football there was Condon, who couldn't mark it cleanly. It's come back inside, attacking 50 for the Big V. In dispute here. Perth have the numbers. Not the best hand pass initially, and then the second one is charged down. And it's good pressure here from the Big V. They've turned it over. Rothfield now on the right boot. Snaps a centering kick towards centre half forward. Oh, and it's bounced there off the front pad of a Big V player. That's plumb LEW. The umpire says not out. Instead, it's a ball up.
Perth with extra numbers behind the ball then to try to stem the flow of the Big V side. What that is meaning though, as they move the ball up to their forward line, they're really missing that linkage kick. So I wonder how they'll adjust to that kind of heading through this quarter.
McKinnon tried to shrug the tackle, got a handball away in the end, feeds it out towards the wing with the numbers will be in support there. Pisano drives one along the wing. Not a real good kick in the end. The Big V, I've got the numbers +2 around the contest. The little kick goes in the O'Malley direction. She couldn't quite gather. Numbers here once again in the goal. Trying to dive on the top of it there was Hunter Scott. She was upended. Somehow Perth come away with the footy. McIntosh had to go and compete there for the Vicks. Go back and track it again. Macy Brown sends towards the line. Sends that kick towards the corridor. And a mark has been taken. I didn't think that was going to be 15. But in the end, that was a real courageous mark out there on the far side of the ground. As Perth Footy League drive themselves towards half forward. Almost was facing away from the ball and Breslin takes the mark. She drives it towards full forward. It's a one-on-one in the hot spot. Numbers come in for support in the end. Trying to do her job there was Rook. Now trapped about 25 out in the real dangerous position for the Vicks defence. Perth Footy League, they just seems like they really need this goal.
It's in a good spot for them to try and manufacture something. It's about 20 metres out from their goal. And to Scott with the hand pass out to Williams, who tried to get the kick away but was infringed and will instead get a free kick here in the back pocket. And he's just going to set it up the line. It's ill-directed and it's been turned over. Simple mark for Chloe Colgate, who can send this one back inside the attacking arc for Perth. Call to go now by the umpire Colgate, so just sends a centering ball. Big V with all the numbers. Lack of communication down there, and then Condon was dispossessed. It's come out now with a snap towards goal by Breslin, who's got it. So something out of nothing there for Perth. And Taylor Breslin has her second, and Perth's second, and they have the first of this second half.
Yeah, look, much needed goal there for the Perth Footy League. They've started this quarter a lot better, come out firing and look, winning the clearances to start with, which has been the battle for the whole game. If they can keep this territory game going and make use of their opportunities, they have every chance of getting back in this game.
Yeah, you can see that rush nature that it's causing for the Big V team and trying to get their feet a little bit and find their groove again. So if Perth can maintain this pressure, it's going to make it really difficult to respond.
Seems to like the number 2 in terms of the goals. She's kicked 2 goals in her only A-grade game this season. 2 goals we mentioned earlier in the showcase game against New Holland, and now 2 goals here today. As the Rucks go to battle once again, Hepburn won it down. High contact, free kick will be going the way of Perth Footy. It'll be Sabrina McKinnon, who was in the All-Australian squad in the AFLW in 2020, following a leading goal-kicking performance for the Fremantle Footy Club that season. She has the ball right in the heart of Elsternwick Park. She'll send it out towards the far side of the ground. No real competition out there to meet it. Now that kick goes towards centre half forward. It's not a great ball off the boot. And Jade Wise probably takes the easiest intercept mark of her life. She plays on quickly and looks to send the Vicks forward. straight through the corridor. The intended target out there was Rothfield. She couldn't quite pick it up because the only one that made it there was Tutuki. She arches the back, sends it along the line, and a nice ball out there that found Hepburn. Still a couple kicks from scoring position. She sends it out towards the flank, trying to make it out there with one hand was Pickett, couldn't quite do so. Has assistance there with Ugal Hayward, opts to go by Boot, trying to charge through. O'Malley did really well to stay at ground level and pick it up. The Vics look to come through the corridor. 1-2 with Wise, wasn't going to quite work. McKinnon wrapped her up. Probably a bit stiff, not to be rewarded there. But a great tackle nonetheless. It stays in the forward half here for PFL.
So they've ramped up the pressure here in this second half of Perth. Can they get another goal? Here's McKinnon again. Ducking and weaving, kicking up towards centre half forward. It's been knocked away. There's Baxter who gets a quick kick out of the defence. Although it's coming back in a hurry. Taylor Hepburn takes the mark. Can drive them back inside. Goes towards centre half forward. And Ugal Hayward takes a strong overhead mark right on the paint of the 45 arc. Too far out to score. So she's got to try and find an option here. A little bit closer to goal.
She has pointed the sticks, to be fair.
Backs herself here, Ugal Hayward. Runs an arc now, kicks right on the paint. It's going to fall about 5 metres short. A lot of big V players there. Baxter gets a hand pass away to McIntosh. Looks to clear the kick. Doyle's the target. Caught behind the football. Managed to bring it to ground, but gave away a free kick in doing so. So there'll be another chance for Perth to send this one back to the teeth of goal. The free kick to be taken here by Brooke White of Wembley, who goes short into the pocket. No mark taken. And now it's in dispute here in the forward pocket. Condon's there on hands and knees for the big V. And it is locked up. And right up against the boundary line, we'll get a ball up.
Little bit of overuse of the footy here from the Big V side, and that's really what got them into hot water the last game last year. So I think tightening that up a little bit and trying to gain the territory is going to be really great for them.
Nelson won the hit out. Here's O'Malley who throws it on the boot, exits the defensive 45. No mark can be taken there from White. Marker turns tackle up and we'll get a stoppage. We're closing about halfway through this third quarter for William Buck. Celebrating 10 years of partnership with the VAFA in 2025. Hepburn won the ball down to McKinnon. Sends the WA girls forward. Not 15 the call. Ugal Hayward dobs one over the top. Watson for the Vics had to go crashing through. O'Malley by hand. This time to Dyatt. The ball tracks towards the paint. Longa's in there too. And somehow the Vics have emerged with the footy. Along the wing they go. Going back to fly. That was gutsy from Tassiopoulos. One to consider later on for the mark of the day for Sharon. There's Tassiopoulos, a real aggressive kick into the corridor. Baxter marks just a defensive side of the centre circles. Take your pick out of the two Vics. One of them's Defina. She handballs to a partner there in Woodford. Didn't quite work out in the end. And the umpire will cross chest and we'll get a ball up.
So there was an opportunity there for Big V to break. And what's going on here? Is there a blood rule? I think it might be, yes. So Nelson has red knees and will be coming off the ground to receive attention. Looks to be fine otherwise. So it shouldn't be too long until she's back out on the ground.
6th VFLW game for the Blues in 2019. Jamie Nelson.
And Georgia Loams takes her place on field. We'll just wait for Loams to get to the contest.
Perth 6-1 so far.
Thank you for that, Ward, and that's thanks to Premier Data, all of those stats and numbers throughout the course of the afternoon. So Loams in the ruck, but was beaten to it there by Hepburn. Still in dispute there. Dyatt was applying the tackle, forced the turnover. Cowan, who was very good in the opening term, got the hand pass away. And now Defina's trying to barge, or Baxter rather, and was brought down in a strong tackle, and we'll get a stoppage here. Between wing and half forward for the Big V, slowly inching their way towards goal. Cowan again, well, crashing through, couldn't get a kick away. Umpire wave play on, and then Tassiopoulos was caught in a tackle as well. And they've gained about another 5 or so metres here, the Big V, almost on the edge of that 45 arc. Hepburn again has been dominant in the ruck. Baxter roved it pretty nicely. Tried to get through, couldn't, like Defina likewise, and then Baxter goes in and applies the tackle. The hand pass comes out now to Huey, who grabbed a little kick along the ground, and then a further one's gone a bit further, but the mark's been taken by Dyatt, who can send them back into attack the Big V.
9 to play here, third term for William Buck. Dyatt drives it towards the arc and going down to take the laces. Probably should have been paid the mark in the end, Carolee Brown. I think she might win herself I reckon it'll be the Perth Footy League with a free kick nonetheless. For high contact.
Perth doing a great job to sit in the space where Big V are trying to move the footy and reading that ahead of the play. So a little bit more movement needed from the Big V side, I think, to crack that open.
Amber Ugle-Hayward this is. Drives it out towards the wing position. That's a lovely mark from Hunter Scott, who featured in last year's premiership for Old Scotch. It's a nice chip pass to a club teammate in Cowan, who just waits and then sends it into a really dangerous position. Out the back, trying to contend there was Wise, couldn't quite do so. The goal defence here for Perth Footy. They surround this ball. The Vics have got their hands on it first, but the pressure from the Perth defence certainly causing problems in this third quarter. They've come out to play this side of half-time. Ball's been one down, try and charge through, couldn't quite get the territory. Spun around, Defina wants her first. You are joking, aren't you? Oh, I thought she got it. I thought she found an avenue. She did either sticks, but just missed it to the near side, did Ellie Defina. 5-5-35. Plays Perth Footy League 2-2-14 City Power scoreboard.
Well, normally it is good night nurse in that situation when Defina's got the footy, so don't blame you there, Cal. Ball comes back inside. Attacking 50 for the Big V. Trying to run onto it there was Dorban, but couldn't trap it. The ball bounced out of play and will be a throw in right where the arc intersects with the boundary line. It's a huge crowd have gathered here at Sports Cover Arena. It's terrific to see. It's tossed back in now. It's right on that paint. And then Diet crashing through, kicking towards full forward. Knocked away, crumb by Wise. Kick was smothered. Smith applying the tackle. 3 goals in the first half. Tassiopoulos has barged through all day. Comes out to Defina. She's caught. Gets a hand pass again. And then another tackle, this time on Alomes. It's great defence here from Perth. They're just not allowing the Big V in. And another strong tackle forces a stoppage 20 metres out from goal. Dear, it's good pressure. This from both sides. It's a really tense point of the game. It's a 21-point lead, but it feels a lot closer. It's a good smother there. It's still alive as the ball is tossed up once again through the legs of Ugle-Hayward. It's come out now. It's just on the edge of that 45. And then another strong tackle barging in there was Timms doing a terrific job. And the umpire says we'll have to sort this out again with another stoppage.
Just noticing the corner of my eye as well, we might be able to send one of our boundary riders to the Victorian bench. I did see one of the players getting some, look like ankle tape, so we'll just make sure there's no real injury concern there. In the meantime, Macy Brown is the one who gets the clearance and drives Perth Footy League forward. Not a great pass in terms of the intended target. Trying to chase it back there was Holt. Did really well, arches it back, sends it out towards the wing position. To meet it there was Baxter. She's on 1-1, locked in with Valalonga. Valalonga locked in horns once again. Baxter has to go and turn tackle up. Palmed over the top there from Yui. Did really well, but it will be the Vics to go forward. Not the greatest pass. Made a little bit of mill there, did Lynch. There's plenty of numbers around there to support. One of them was Stranatica. She goes charging through, but somehow the Big V all merged. Defina trying to arch her back. And there's a holding free kick going the way of the Big V.
The game's changed probably in the last 5-6 minutes or so. Early in the quarter, it was actually the VAFA probably fumbling a lot of those that Perth are now doing. So look, the VAFA really looking to put their ascendancy on this game and maybe put it away before 3/4 time.
2 goals in last year's premiership was Eloise Defina. That kick not her finest work. It's been cut off by Meg Brown. And we'll look to send Perth Footy League outside the defensive 45.
So just happy to chip it around for a bit here, Perth. Try and take the sting out of this Big V momentum. Well, they're going to bring the kick to centre half back. Real dangerous kick. And now it's alive. Ugle-Hayward did well to get a hand pass out to Watson. Rothfield steps inside a couple. Somehow got boot to ball. Tassiopoulos was dispossessed. Umpire wave play on. And Perth should just about be able to work their way out of trouble. Watson follows up again. Great pressure from the Big V. They've locked up the ball really well, and it's just wave after wave of tackling, and it's been rewarded. It's Taylor Watson, who's only managed the 1 goal in 50 games. No, never mind that. It's a big opportunity here for the skipper, though. Will be right behind the kick, Taylor Watson. It was great pressure to set up the opportunity. She's going to come in on the right boot now from 25 metres out, and the kick is going to drift across the face. It's knocked through for a minor score, just the one behind. And there's a whistle, so there is a player down. Is it Hope Ugle-Hayward who's down off the ball?
Yeah, Yule Hayward looks to be down. She's been on all 4 hunches for some time now. We'll just make sure that she's all fine. I'm sure our boundary riders will be all over that one once she comes to the interchange gates.
Yeah, look, it seemed to be right through her back there. Look, she was sitting there clinching at her lower back. She didn't want to move too quickly there, but great to see her walking from the ground, and hope everything's all right for her.
It will be Braden May who will be all over that one once she does make her way from the field. And of course, no real rush when it comes to these sorts of injuries. Just making sure that the player is absolutely okay, as the trainers are doing a fantastic job here. So a little pause, about 3 minutes to play here in the third term for William Buck. It is the VAFA 5-6-36. The Perth Footy 2-2-14 on the City Power scoreboard. And with the PFL with a real sort of dangerous wobbling kick into the middle of the ground. Kelly Brown couldn't quite pick it up at her laces. Handball comes the way of Karapetkov. Got a hand away too. But the Vics have got about 3 numbers behind the ball. They've got to work it between each other. Diet, handball to a teammate. Doyle tries to compete up, couldn't quite do so. Timms did really well to bring that ball to ground level. Watson steps through some traffic. Only goes as far as McKinnon, who trapped it, then got laid into. And we'll get a stoppage about 40 metres out from the Big V goal.
That pressure's building again for the Big V. They're getting that run and carry from behind the ball and putting that pressure on the goal face, and something will come here.
Another stoppage inside, attacking 50 here for the V. Diet came over the top. Tassiopoulos found her way through. Kicks towards the goal square. Smith is the target. Just eluded her. She could still, she's just taken a really strong tackle though by Rook. Knowing the way Hannah Smith's played, particularly in the first half, she was very much in the contest there, but it was a good tackle by Claire Rook to lock it up. Tossed up right at the top of the goal square here for the Big V. Brown gathers it, gets the clearing kick away. Diet gathers it in the one hand, comes back on the left boot now, spears a kick inboard to Doyle, who takes the mark. The umpire's paid it. It must have carried the 15. And Brie Doyle will line up for goal now, the vice captain.
A very strong contingency of Vics behind the crowd as well. They were absolutely loving that one.
Oh, look, absolutely sensational. Great to see support down at local footy today. But look, Perth, they've got numbers behind the body. The problem is they're just hacking it out when they do it, and it's going straight to the big players.
Doyle on the left boot. It's going to go close to the line. It falls short. There's now a real rugby scrum on the goal line, and it's been forced over for a try, or in this case a rush behind. Another minus score to the Big V. 5-6-36 is the score, 5-7 rather, to 2-2-14 on the C-Power scoreboard. This third term brought to you by William Buck, celebrating 10 years of partnership with the VAFA in 2025.
Yeah, City Power providing safe, reliable and affordable electricity supplies to over 1 million households and businesses. Thank them for their support in the VAFA this year. The ball comes out. Brown was applying the tackle. In amongst it there was Doyle. And she was tackled into. Nice tackle in there from Pickett. In fact, it was illegal. It was a push in the back. You can hear the call. 30 seconds left in this third term. Doyle then plays on quickly into the hot spot. No one could take the mark. There's about 10 of them who went up for the fly. Tassiopoulos at ground level was tackled. And the umpire will call for it. So the Vics, they're the only ones who can score from this position. Ball's going to be one down. Cowan was lurking dangerously. Doyle applies the tackle. And that might be all she wrote in this third term. It was a hot start for the Perth Footy League. They did kick the first and the only goal of this third quarter. But the VAFA, they just sort of muscled back a little bit of momentum and stopping Perth at that. They lead by 23 points with a quarter to play. Marnie, Ward, what have you made of that third quarter?
Look, a better start there for the Perth Footy League. They'd probably be pretty happy with how they came out of that third quarter. An extra goal or so would have been very handy just to probably keep this game alive and going. Look, 4 goals, they're not out of it, but it's going to be a lot to do when we get to three-quarter time now. Marnie?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. A tough game for Big V to come out in that third quarter as well and bring a similar pressure when Perth tackles count sitting at 55, so significantly more than where Big V could kind of capitalise and bring that pressure. When they did open the game up and they did have confidence and back themselves in that run carry through, we saw that reflect on the scoreboard. So interesting to see what they both bring out in this final quarter.
23-point lead at three-quarter time for the Big V. We will take a quick break here at Sports Cover Arena and bring you the final quarter action right after this.
I know. Good, good. Yeah, yeah. I got some good shots when they were like talking about people coming off. Those stats that actually coming up here, coming off.
Three-quarter time here. Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Cover Arena. It is the Big V who hold a 23-point advantage over the Perth Footy League, 5-7-37 to 2-2-14. Matthew Donald, Cal Cummins, Marnie Silva and Wade Harris in the commentary position. We're going to head down now to the boundary line. We're going to catch in with the huddle, the Big V huddle, and their coach, Paul Groves. We shall do so in a minute. Go through the goal scorers to this point. Firstly, for the Big V, Hannah Smith with 3 singles to Mia Cowan and then Eloise Defina. And for the Perth Footy League, 2 to Taylor Breslin. We will head down boundary side now to Big V and their coach, Paul Groves, who's addressing his charges.
Yeah, ma'am. Oh, yeah.
Also just trying to make sure we've got legs through there and we're pretty combative and ready to go. Right, so we've got to make sure inside, it's hard. It's hard work, yeah? It's pretty hard. Because the pressure, the numbers that come around the footy, so let's get the ball going out. I'm going to talk about this and our forwards ahead of the ball, okay, of where you're setting up with that. So have a look at that, understand where you are. All right, clarity around your rolls. All right, so priority side's this side, yeah? Wind going to that pocket a little bit, so we want to bring the ball out here. If we get a kick in, we come out here, yeah? And we want to attack. I want the game to open up. We get the ball going our way. Now, they're going to have a crack at us in terms of trying to take the game on, which is perfect, because it lends us to winning it back and then going back the other way. But be aware of it early on, and then we're at +1-6, yeah? So the slingshot, we've got to keep that on. We've got to make sure we take care of that, yeah? Lower our eyes, surge. When we get the ball 4 to 50 and it's congested as hell down there, I want to test the tackle, break the barrier, win the ball, take the tackle on, see if you can draw a free kick from it. Yeah, they're giving you a long time as well. So take the tackler on, especially when we're in our forward 50. Now, surge kick, we're going, yeah, forwards, eyes up, yeah? With this, let's go! Here. That's the stoppage and we're going down.
Well, Steph, you spoke about playing fast footy all day. It's a great opportunity. So you got forward in that quarter. It's a matter of putting it on the scoreboard now.
Yeah, and I think the Vics have really held us into our back half really well today. So we're just trying to get it out of the congestion, get it forward, and 4 goals is what's needed. So you've got to roll the dice now.
I imagine the pressure is just the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, we started off with a lot of pressure, but it just wasn't converting on the scoreboard. So hopefully we can get a little bit more score on the board this quarter.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you to that Braden with the coach of Perth Footy League, Stephanie Walding, and a big thank you as well to Paul Groves and for the Big V for getting into the inner sanctum with an extended 3/4 time address to the playing group. Matthew Donald, Cal Cummins, Marnie Silva and Ward Harris here in the commentary box. Ward, for Perth, a great third term. What do they need to do to chase down this lead here in the last stanza?
Yeah, look, very good third term for them. Look, first of all, they were able to even the disposal count in that quarter, which obviously starting to get the ball on their own accord there. Won the clearances as well, which was obviously pretty handy. So, look, a lot more of that in this quarter, but really trying to pump that ball inside 50 and look, stating the obvious, they need to kick a couple of goals pretty quickly.
Special comments thanks to Hit IQ's game-changing Protect Concussion Management System. Use VAFA 50 to get $50 off at hitiq.com. Marnie Silva for the Big V. What will be the focus for them in this final term?
I think for the Big V moving into this final quarter, lowering their eyes a little bit on those rush kicks upfield. They look really good when they look for each other, but when they're rushing to gain the meterage, they're just giving easy turnovers and then having to work extra hard to get it back. So tightening it up a little bit.
It's a 23-point lead to the Big V. What can Perth do in this final term to call the opening moments of it? Here is Cal Cummins.
So the last 20 minutes of the women's rep game, just a couple seconds away. Can the Perth Footy League? It feels like they need at least 5 goals in this final quarter. It's a mountain to climb, but not one that is impossible. The Rucks got a battle once again. Hepburn and Nelson, it's a 0-0 draw. Ugle Hayward did really well to emerge the footy. Sends it up towards centre half forward. We expect the Perth Footy girls to really fight the contested. The hard ball, do it really well too. Trying to merge through there was Brown, couldn't quite do so. A little toe poke forward. This will work. Hunt for the perfect start. She's got it. Amy Hunt with the first of the last, the most important goal of the day, it feels like, for Perth Footy. And the margin back to 17 points on the City Power scoreboard.
Well, look, great to see that ball movement out the middle there. First of all, Hope Ugle Hayward, good to see her up and about from that back injury just before three-quarter time. Great clearance by her and just creating that chaos inside 50. Well done there by the goal scorer in Amy Hunt. Right place, right time, and the goal we needed for the Perth Footy League.
She's the co-leader in the women's B-grade goal kicking this season and the only representative from Hammersley Corrine, so good to see her out there making impact.
And a perfect start for the Perth Footy League in this final term. They've got what they wanted, an early goal. Can they get another one? Doyle was pushed out of it there by, well, in the ruck there by Hepburn, who will get the hand pass now, and then one more across. They've worked this quite nicely here, Perth. They can get it up to half forward, and there's Ugle Hayward, who's back on the ground, which is good to see. Wasn't able to get an effective disposal that time, although the long kick has been cut off by Lynch, who's going to go with a really dangerous switch, asking a lot there of Stranatica. Bouncing ball now, Brown applying the tackle with Stranatica. This is good pressure from the Perth Footy League. And they'll get the free kick for holding the ball, and they're wasting no time here in this final term. They want to get things moving quickly. Kick comes out wide now to McKinnon. One way then the other. Then he goes with another dangerous switch into the middle of the ground. Hepburn roving, which is interesting. Don't see that too often. Ugle Hayward did nicely to paddle it out wide. It's in dispute here still for Perth Footy League. They bouncing ball. Doyle gets in the way. Taken in a tackle, then gets away. Then kicks out wide to Cowan. Bouncing football. It's Vader. Doing nicely there was Colgate to cut across, locks it up. It's still in dispute. It's come out now for Perth. Bouncing ball. Doyle was there. Doing nicely, getting a hand pass away was Nelson, and was being held in the process of trying to pick up the footy, Nelson. So she'll get the free kick. Centre wing. Hands it across to O'Malley, whose kick was smothered. It's all happening here in this final term. There's Ugle Hayward again. Tackled as they try to get a kick away. It's come out now for Perth anyway. Kick inside, attacking 50. Hunt in front. Brought it to ground. Oh, and then crashed in hard on McIntosh. Umpire waves, play on. It's all on the line here in this final term. Kick comes out wide, although it's been turned over. Perth will want to send this one back inside, attacking 50. Cal, you take over.
And they do exactly that up towards the 45 line. Nice mark taken there from Breslin. Bit too far out to score. The deepest here is Maisie Brown. She leads to the pocket. There's no one really at the top of the goal square. But instead, it opts to go in that direction. Had to compete in the middle of 3 there was Hunt. Comes into the hot spot here for the PFL forwards. Bodies go crashing on top of each other. I'll tell you, the Perth Free League, they have lifted their intensity.
Look, absolutely sensational. If we had the AFL pressure ratings, I reckon she'd be about 900 at the moment or something like that. Huge start by the Perth Footy League.
And all you have to do is think back to last year about how good they were in that fourth quarter, the Perth Free League women. I think off the top of my head, it was about a 3-goal lead with 10 minutes to go and got it back to just 1 point. We might be seeing a little bit more of that here today. 3 play in the fourth term for William Buck. Of course, if you're loving what you're seeing here, you can have a look at the VAFA socials. Instagram, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, across the page. You'll see all the highlights from this contest. Perth Free League, they mean business. It's inside their forward 45. Not getting a clean hand to it. Somehow moved with it. Brown. Head upended. McKinnon throws it on the boot. Keeps that one to the skinny side and has kicked it out of bounds on the full. But if she had kicked that one, game on.
And they've done all the attacking in this final term of Perth. Short kick in there from Holtz at full back, although that's been turned over as well. And a straightening effort at goal, a missed opportunity tucked up against the boundary line. That time it was Breslin, who's been their sharp shooter in front of goal today, kicked 2 of their 3 goals, couldn't add to it there. 2-2 for her now. And it's a 16-point lead now for the Big V in this final term.
Perth doing a great job to be first to the footy here. The opportunities the Big V are getting, they're just a quick kick out straight back to Perth. So really need to tighten that up a little bit.
Mark was almost taken there by Timms, but it still means that Perth will have a chance here. Brown pops one over the top. The Vic's defence, they are absolutely under the pump here. McKinnon almost causing more problems and more headaches for the Vic defence. The margin is 16 points, 5 played, 4th turn for William Buck. There is a whistle by the umpire as far away from the players we can get. It's going to go the way of the Vics. A little sigh of relief for Paul Groves' men, the 3rd time he's coaching the VAFA against the Perth Footy League as they look to make it 3 on the bounce against the West Australian opponents, and it could be 6-0 in women's Big V history. That kick goes along the wing, right in front of the interchange gate. It's a good chance for both sides to catch a breather and get a ball in. 5.5 played, 4th term.
Yeah, look, they definitely needed that, the VAFA, just to try and compose themselves now. They look rattled to start this last quarter, not a team that's leading by 16 points.
They've been very good in this second half, Perth. Tassiopoulos got the hand pass out to Baxter. One more to Diet. High kick looking for Defina at centre half forward. Brought it to ground. It's come out the back for Mia Cowan, who takes a bounce. Could go all the way here, Mia Cowan. And a second. Runs in and puts it through. What a great counter-attacking goal from the Big V. And who else but Mia Cowan, who's got her second of the day, and that's a big blow for the hosts. And they've extended their lead out to 22 points. Mia Cowan with her second. And this 4th quarter for William Buck. Premium partner of the VAFA, it is 6-7-43 on the City Powers scoreboard to the Big V. Perth Footy League 3-3-21. 6.5 minutes gone here in this final term.
What a nice little shift in momentum in the game there. And it shows that even when you're slogging it out for 4 or 5 minutes, when you do have that experience in the side, you can open those gaps up and really make them count.
Well, these two, Nelson and Hepburn, it hardly feels like they've even come off the ground. They've had so many ruck duels together. Defina picks up the ball about 50 from home, turns the angle, kicks towards the corridor. Mark taken Watson. The skipper of the Big V side is about 60 from her goal. She sends it into the hot spot. They'll fly in from all angles. No mark could be taken. Trying to crush through there with Smith, who's doing the crumbing this time around. And it seems as though, and now we will get a stoppage. 20 out directly in front of the Big V goal. They lead it by 22 points. And see the Perth Footy League men watching on closely. Trying to wheel their girls over the line. Defina holds her width outside the contest, kicks towards the pocket. It bounces at left angles. And over and out for a boundary throw-in. It sort of feels like if the VAFA can land one more, you would sort of feel like the game is going to be sealed shut at that point.
Yeah, we're on that cusp of the game, aren't we? Where you can really, really seal the deal now. We've seen the ball mostly in that forward half for the Perth side, so important moment here for Big V to keep it down their end.
Smith won the ruck tap, then dropped it at her own laces. Handball over the chop, chance here for Tassiopoulos. Feeds it inside. 1-2 was Slick trying to merge through. There was Dorburn. She was run down. Perth Free League emerged from the clearance immediately. Diet feeds it away. Watson puts it on the boot. Didn't quite get the distance. Then that's going to apply the tackle. Umpire signals play on. Comes out towards the defensive 45. It's a 2-on-2 right in front of the Big V Centenary logo. Umpire has found a free kick. I think it's going to go to the Perth Footy League. It does.
I don't think there was advantage there.
That's cool.
So now taking the kick from half back there is Huey, who goes with a dangerous kick into the middle of the ground. Good shepherd there by Cowan. Jolie, who's in space. Sigel Still a good 2 or 3 kicks from home. Jolly looks to go out the fat side of the ground. Well done by Colgate, getting a decisive hand in. Wise applying the pressure now, and it's come out. Yui again with a kick out towards the back flank. Bouncing ball, and O'Malley's going to pick it up now. Hands it over to Baxter, who's in space. Runs to 50, kicks into the pocket. Comes out now. Wise was there. Tassiopoulos as well, as was Brown, who's knocked it towards the boundary line. There might have been appeals for insufficient intent, but nothing doing from the umpire. And it's gone out of play instead for a boundary throw in the forward pocket here for the Big V. 22-point lead for the hosts, approaching the halfway mark of this final term. Let's toss back in here. Watson caught in a tackle and another stoppage. And once again, Hepburn there with a clearing tap. Comes out to Defina, who got the hand pass away to Dyer. Her kick was charged down. Well, there's another one inside 50, although it's not gone very far. Karapetkov takes the relieving mark in defence and can clear for Perth now.
So it goes towards the wing position. No mark could be taken. Mopping up there, nice tackle laid in there by Dyer. Hepburn had to go down, pick it up and did really well. Defina was in there too. They lock horns. And we get a stoppage basically on the edge of the centre square. The Victorian end of the ground. Starting to get desperate now for PFL.
Yeah, look, need to start winning a few more clearances at the moment. The VAFA have probably more than half those in this fourth quarter now, and a real opportunity here for Beth Hepburn from the Perth Footy League.
Kick goes towards the wing position. Two Perth Footy League players knocked out each other's hands. That was Tim and Ugal Hayward. Nice tackle lead in there by Stranica. Ugal Hayward goes and turns tackler again. Going absolutely nowhere there was Emily Condon. It was a 2-time premiership player with the Scobbers. A lot of premierships out there for both the VAFA and the Perth Footy League. Class across the park. Comes towards the wing position, trying to take towards the corridor. It sort of feels like that's going to be the name of the game for the visitors in these last 9 minutes of this fourth term for William Buck. Had to go down, pick it up. Lovely slick hands there from Timms. There's a whistle going the way of the VAFA. They play on immediately. O'Malley sends it towards full forward. Take your pick. Well, those are a lovely intercept mark. And the game needed it most. The Perth Footy League defence standing up when they need to. And that kick's not fantastic though. Going back the flight. Lovely mark there from Rothfield. Maybe one we can consider for mark of the day for Sharon, the official footy of the VAFA. He's taking the intercept mark right on the 45. In her second season at Old Geelong, is the vice captain of the footy club. Makes her first Big V appearance here today. Rothfield drives it long, got a good piece of it to land basically at the top of the goal square. In fact, it actually had the distance, just kept it to the near side. The margin sits at 23 then, 6-8-44, plays 3-3-21.
And look, if you're the Perth side at the moment, you need to really stop playing that 1 or 2 behind the ball. You've got to equalise, and you've really just got to try and push. Look, if you end up losing by 5-6 goals in the end, at least you've had a crack. So look for Perth to really start trying to load up and push forward now.
Rook with the kick in. It took that terrific intercept mark just a few moments ago for Perth. Kick comes out looking for Timms, eluded her. Baxter goes backwards with a hand pass. Have a little soccer forward. The Hunter Scott wins it back. Brown was dispossessed. Timms again caught in a tackle. It's all happening here on the wing. Lots of bodies diving in. And diving on top of the Sharon, and the umpire eventually says we'll have another stoppage to clear this one. Tossed up once more. Diet with a little kick out of the congestion, gathered by Tassiopoulos, who's had a good game. Her kick doesn't go very far. Getting the hand pass out of there was Brown. And then a strong tackle there by Stranatica. And the umpire will call for it once more. It's at half forward for the Big V now, who have a 23-point advantage. Just under 7 minutes to go here in this final term. Hepburn with the tap out. Watson overran the footy. Diet's in there as well. She's also had a good game. And another stoppage, so they're taking valuable seconds off the clock here, the Big V. Loam's taking a turn in the ruck now for the Big V. Ugal Hayward tried to run through the world, just about got a kick away in the end. Timms It's caught in a tackle and another stoppage. Cal, it might be your time to try and clear this congestion up.
Well, there's plenty of names we can start to try and pencil in for the Skins player of the game. It'll be hard to pick one. Been plenty out there, particularly from the Big V side, who have just shown their class right throughout the afternoon. Watson goes down and picks it up. Just tripped at the last second. Umpire signals play on. Pisano was in there for the Black Swans, and we'll get another stoppage right at true centre wing. 23 points the margin, 6 to play here in the final term for William Buck. Hepburn, uncontested, won the ball down. Trying to pick it up there was a Loams. Watson was in there too. And we get repeat stoppages. This will work for the Vicks, just time off the clock. Paul Groves looks to go back in this interleague Big V contest. Intercept mark there from Holt. She'll play on immediately. She had a couple to her left-hand side, but instead to bomb it long inside the forward line. But it was to no avail as the Perth Footy League. Pretty uncontested. Intercept mark coming back toward the broadcast wing. No mark could be taken. Sitting at ground level there was Pisano. She opts to go by hand and then a rush kick. Right to the wing position. Numbers will come in. Holt picks it up at ground level. Then was crunched by opposition. Number 14 by Timms. Really, really solid this contest. 5 to play, 4th term.
The two 14s going hard at it. Great contest on the wing is what you want to see. Loams has pushed Hepburn in the right contest there, and the latter will receive the free kick against the former. It's been very good in the ruck all day today, Hepburn. That kick comes up towards half forward. Still in dispute now. Eagle Hayward overran the football. Watson didn't. How clean she is. Out to Dyed, who runs away and then gives it and gets it back from Baxter. On the left boot now, Dyed goes with a short kick up the ground, too short because the umpire said play on. Cowan with great core strength, managed to keep her feet, get the kick out towards Defina. That won't be 15 either. Wise was knocked over the footy. Nice little side step and a cleary kick there by Karapetkov. Out towards the centre of the ground, but then going across, taking a great mark was Jade Hillis. The number 19 drives the kick inside 50, wasting no time, looking for Defina, always dangerous inside attacking 50. Numbers way out here for Perth, and Colgate gets a kick out of there. Mark taken by Tessa Lynch, the vice-captain, who goes with another kick out wide, bouncing football. Got to be good here, Breslin. Hasn't got any support at all. Somehow gets a kick away, but all the numbers support the Vicks. But Breslin will get a free kick for a hold here. He's being held after getting rid of the football, so she'll take the free kick.
Just seen Mia Cowan for the Vicks come to the bench limping on what looked like her right leg. Maybe we'll get an injury update for All Sport Victoria in just a moment. As we tick into the final handful of minutes here at Sports Cover Arena at Elsternwick Park, and just reading the flight of that footy to absolute perfection there. It was Jacinta Baxter. She opts to go by foot, and the Vicks are just going to play nice, slow, methodical footy. Baxter, she goes out towards O'Malley. Again, a slow, methodical pass. Trying to find Defina, couldn't quite do so. Ugal Hayward opts to go by hand. Looks to send Perth footy forward, couldn't quite do so. Defina was bumped off the ball. And amongst it there was Tassiopoulos. Defina the target. No one clean hand to it. Comes the way of McKinnon. She can look to send them forward once more. Got the 1-2. McKinnon just continues to work all day. Her kick goes up towards the flank. No mark could be taken. O'Malley was at ground level. A kick comes towards the corridor. At centre forward now for Perth footy. No one could get a clean hand to it. And amongst it there was Williams. She picks it up well, kicks towards half forward. This will work for Perth. The game's probably out of their reach, but at least they can find a late consolation prize. To the top of the square it goes. Early fly in there from Timms. Couldn't quite bring it to ground. Got a return tackler now, does Hunt. But the Big V, they'll march out of the defensive zone to the edge of the centre square.
Kick out towards the back flank. It's coming back though, because a good mark there by Meg Brown, who looks to go short to Lynch. Tessa Lynch. Held up by the the umpire calls for her to go now. So she sets a kick into the pocket, and that's a terrific mark taken by Condon rather. I don't know how she held onto that. I don't even think she realised she held onto it. A terrific mark of the day contender for Sharon. Condon's kick out towards the back flank. He's coming back inside 45. And then we get there and trying to get the hand pass away was Hillis. It's gone out of play for a boundary throw in. Just under 90 seconds to go in this match. It's the Big V with a 23-point lead, and you'd suspect safe. Going to be tossed in at half forward here for Perth. Can they find a final goal here? Baxter trying to work their way through. Comes out to Stanatica, who goes with a kick inside 50. Good mark though by Woodford. The only old Yarra representative out there today, Erin Woodford. She's been good in defence. And switches the play across to O'Malley.
O'Malley then methodically finds Defina. We'll give you a little heads up. The VAFA podcast for the love of the game. If you're loving what you're seeing out here in the VAFA footy, you can have a listen to that one. All the latest news, views and happenings from around the VAFA. You can download that one wherever you get your podcasts. The man in charge of that, Paddy Greenlay, all over that one. So we're taking the final 30 seconds here of the Big V versus PFL women's contest. It is going to be the Vics who are going to take the chocolates for the 6th consecutive time. Ball bobbles out there of Butler. She couldn't quite take the mark. Tassiopoulos continues to corral her. Ball's going to be tracked out towards the wing. Butler has to go again. But in 2025, it is going to be another big W for the Big V. 23-point victors over the Perth Footy League. 3-0 against their Western Australian opposition. And they've done it in emphatic fashion. 6-8-44. They defeat Perth Footy League, who have made the trip over 3-3-21.
Terrific performance from the Big V. They led by 11 points at quarter time, 26 at the half, with 23 at three-quarter time and 23 at full time. So Perth winning the second half, but a 5-goal-to-1 first half set the stage for the VAFA and for a big win for them. For the goal scorers, Hannah Smith with 3 for the Big V, 2 to Mia Cowan and 1 to Eloise Defina. And for the Perth Footy League, 2 to Taylor Breslin and 1 to Amy Hunt. We're in our post-game show for Altex. Invest in alternative real estate debt. Visit altex.com.au. We're going to head boundary side to Braden in a moment. Just a reminder though, because coming up after this is the men's edition, so the men's competition between the Big V and the Perth Footy League. If you want to watch that, you'll need to click the link on the vafa.com page that you are currently on. So if you want to follow the men's coverage of this representative fixture, you'll need to click the link on the VAFA page that you are currently on if you want to watch that. We'll head down to boundary side to Braden May. Braden, have you got us there?
Proud of the team today and their efforts. I mean, we only had, I think, 6 girls from last year playing in this team, so. Yeah, really great.
And some of that footy was really exciting to watch. Able to be involved in that.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, yeah, we've been
practicing that a bit of training. Not that we get to train too much in the lead up to this game, but it's just nice to see it like come out on game day, the things that we've sort of put in play behind the scenes. So yeah, that was just awesome. We got some great runners, so yeah, they were awesome at that.
Thanks very much and enjoy the win over Cooper's got another one of the stars.
Cheers.
Thank you for that there, Braden. We'll head back down in a moment to Cooper Watkins to see he'll have a Big V representative with him. Cooper. Maybe we don't have Cooper just yet. We will get to him in just a moment. Of course, this is the post-game show for Altex. Invest in alternative real estate debt. Visit altex.com. We've had Marty Silver and Ward Harris with us, providing special comments throughout the course of the match. Thanks to HitIQ's game-changing Protect Concussion Management System. If you use VAFA 50, you can get $50 off at hitiq.com. We'll head down now to Cooper Watkins. Cooper. It seems we're still having some issues getting down to side. There's a lot of people down at the boundary line now, which is probably why there may be a couple of. We've got Braden down there now, who's got Paul Groves. We must cross to Braden. Braden.
Back. Oh yeah, it was a really tight, hard-fought game. Their pressure was immense, and we really had to sort of structure up a bit differently and change things as we're going. And we stopped there with they were into as well. So yeah, wrapped. It's always good to get a W in those games. Really Tay is amazing early on, and then Breeze and Dave had a good role on Sabrina was outstanding. Yeah, look, and across the board, I really like a lot of leaders today. So, but then a couple of our youngies jumped out of the woodwork as well. So it's really, I think the key thing was every player took their moment when it came. That's what we got to do now. Yeah, it was good about sort of the critical moments and when you just grade it half and very nice and cool as well. So yeah, it was really fantastic. We managed to play an open style. Fun, always great to be.
So thank you for that there, Braden, and to Paul Groves. What a big win for him. What a red letter day for him in his coaching career and in his charges. Cowley, he must be wrapped with getting the win there.
Yeah, no, without question, it was a fantastic performance from the Big V women. We mentioned they now make it 6-0 since the inception of Big V women's footy, and the third meeting against the Perth Footy League, which is becoming a really fantastic spectacle for both sides. I'm sure you'd agree, Wardy. It's turning into a real fascinating contest when it goes, when it goes to Perth and when it is here in Melbourne as well.
Yeah, look, absolutely right. After the first couple of games that maybe weren't as competitive as they could have been, we've seen pretty good standard of footy going forward now. Obviously, made the big trip.
Great game, kicked the 2 goals. How do you feel after a win like that?
Yeah, it was huge. It was a tough. Out of the way. Vicks line up. Play it. Public push. Good to watch. Yeah, cool.
And undefeated still. How does that feel to be able? And the pressure. Make sure that you got the win in the end.
Yeah, we just backed ourselves. We knew that if we kept fighting hard and battling through the contest, we'd get there, we'd break even, we'd get some goals in the end, which we did. So it's all about the fight.
Most importantly, how's the ankle?
Yeah, it'll be all right.
So Mia Cowan with 2 goals and a rolled ankle did just about everything today for the Big V. A terrific performance from her, and was one of the ones who got the ball rolling in the opening term with that 3 goals, 3 goals none to 1-1, getting the ball rolling there for the Big V right off the start. A post-game show for Alt X. We will head down to the boundary line, or we'll head down ground level in a moment for the post-match presentation. The players and the fans still congregating. A terrific turnout here at Sports Cover Arena for this representative match, and of course we've got the men's match coming up right after this, the men's leg, and we'll head down there now. We'll head down there in a moment rather, but of course, as I said, the men's leg is coming up in just in a few moments from now after this presentation, of course. And if you do want to watch it, click the link on the VAFA page that you're currently on, and that will take you to the feed. We'll go to the highlights quickly before we go to the post-match presentation.
Okay, welcome to the post-match presentations after our Big V Women versus Perth Footy League Women's after a 23-point win to the Big V. Congratulations. I'm joined up here today by VAFA board members Nicole Hall and Sarah Del Bosque, who will assist with the presentations. To To begin proceedings, please join me in congratulating the field, boundary and goal umpires from both the VAFA and the Perth Footy League. We will now move to the awarding of the medal for the player best adjudged best on ground by the umpires, to be presented today by Nicole Hall. The winner of the best on ground medal, number 1, Taylor Watson, Victoria. I'd now like to invite the captain of the Perth Footy League, Jamie Karapetkov, to say a few words and to present the medal adjudged by Perth Footy League to the best player for the VAFA. The centre. Jamie, sorry.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank you guys for all coming today. Without you, women's footy wouldn't be as far as it is now. So I really appreciate you guys coming down and supporting us all the time. Girls, you guys fight so hard out there. We all look up to you guys as footy players, and yeah, you always bring the good contest. So good job out there and good job of the win. Girls, you guys fought so hard. Really proud of our efforts today. We'll get them on home turf next year. Don't worry about that. And else, thanks guys, the officials, the coaches, NAB for sending us over here. We really appreciate you guys all. Awarded by our team, Jacinta Star. Judge, put on it.
Now I'd like to call up the captain of the Big V, Taylor Watson.
Thank you to VAFA and our sponsors. It's always an honour to rep this state, but this year with the 100th year made it extra special, so thank you for that. Thank you for the umpires as well. Congratulations for being selected. It was a really tough game and well umpired, so thank you for that. To the Perth players, I had the honour to travel to Perth last year and it was an experience, and well done. Thank you to our coaches. I know you put in a lot of time and effort, full-time jobs, kids. We appreciate everything you do. And lastly, well done to our players. Go on. So the best player for Perth, number 12, Chloe Colgate. Congratulations.
I'd like to call up the coach of the Big V, Paul Groves.
Thank you to the Honours Board and everyone associated with Thursday night, and obviously today. I will start by just the crowd that is assembled here and the support that women's footy gets in general, but also this is quite overwhelming actually, and I know the girls have made comments just there as well. It's a lot of the individual club and you're supporting people in your club, but also the wider community as well. So thank you everyone for coming today. To Jamie, Steph and the Perth girls, this is so much fun and I really enjoy it. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but thank you very much for the battle, and you should all hold your heads up really high today. Just the combativeness and the is a real credit to yourselves and the program, and obviously Steph and everything you're running up. Thank you very much. And to my girls, it's been a pleasure. We had 6 that played last year, so a A lot of new girls, got to hold it up, Jace, thank you. A lot of new girls to the program as well this year, so we're really evolving all the young ones as well. So, yeah, it's been a pleasure to be a part of. Thank you very much. And now toward the Perth Footy League Trophy presented by Sarah Del Bosque. Just about everyone knows the upstairs room is now open. The bar is open. Please stay back. This game starts at 3:30. Hands up.
Sports Cover Arena is the Big V. Celebrate victory, and we'll do so throughout the course of the game, of this men's game as well, which is coming up in a moment, but well beyond that you'd suspect. The post-game show for Altex. Invest in alternative real estate debt. Visit altex.com.au. So the post-game show, we will rattle through it very quickly. Marnie Silva and Ward Harris, can we agree on a player of the game for Skins?
I think Skins player of the game for me would definitely be Taylor Watson. A lot of touch all over the ground, and player of the match as well, down there in the presentation.
Hard to argue with that one. Skins compression, the pioneers of sports compression. Marnie Silva's grin is the breadth of the field. After watching Taylor Watson take home the best player, the West Brunswick representative. Have we got a mark of the day for Sharon?
Yeah, look, the mark of the day we had there was Hannah Smith there as well. Look, absolutely sensational performance by her. I have to admit she was probably my personal pick for the Skins player of the day. But look, you could have thrown a blanket over quite a few of the girls out there today.
Sharon, the official footy of the VAFA. And finally, a goal of the game for Guzmani Gomez. Fast food athletes say yes to it.
I think that has to go to Hannah Smith when you look at a handball to yourself in front of goal under that immense pressure, and then completing that with a goal for your team in a moment, again, of such immense pressure was just so incredible.
It was a terrific goal and a worthy goal of the game for Guzmani Gomez. And that's going to be it for the women's leg here of this state representative match. It was the Big V who secured victory over Perth Footy League. We're going to have a little hiatus before we turn towards the men's leg, which is about half an hour away. Of course, if you are watching this on VAFA and you do want to watch it, what you have to do is you have to click the link on vafa.com.au and on the page that you are currently on, and that will take you straight to the men's game. But from all of us here at the commentary team, myself, Matthew Donald, Cal Cummins, Marnie Silva and Ward Harris, and of course to our boundary riders Cooper and Braden, we'll take a quick break here from Sports Ground Arena, and we will bring you the men's leg very soon here on VAFA TV.